I get up in the evening and I ain't got nothing to say. I come home in the morning, I go to bed feeling the same way. Man, I'm nothing but tired. I'm just tired and bored with myself. Hey there, baby, I could use just a little help. You can't start a fire, you can't start a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire, even if we're just dancing in the dark. Messages keep getting clearer, radio's on and I'm moving around the place. I check my look in the mirror, wanna change my clothes, my hair, my face. Man, I ain't getting nowhere, I'm just living in a dump like this. There's something happening somewhere, baby, I just know that there is. Can't start a fire, you can't start a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire, even if we're just dancing in the dark. Soon I'm getting older, there's a joke somewhere, it's on me. I shake this world off my shoulder, come on baby, the laugh's on me. Stay on the streets of this town, they'll be carving you up alright. They say you gotta stay hungry. Oh baby, I'm just about starving tonight. I'm dying for some action, I'm sick of sitting around here trying to write this book. I need a love reaction. Come on baby, give me just one look. You can't start a fire, sitting around crying over a broken heart. This gun's for hire, even if we're just dancing in the dark. You can't start a fire, worrying about your little world falling apart. This gun's for hire, even if we're just dancing in the dark. Even if
Good morning, everybody. Hello. Hello. Alrighty. I'm awake. I'm up. Oh. No, let me remove that. There we go. Oh. 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 Bought and paid for by Big PlayStation. Yes. Yep. How many hours did I sleep? Went to sleep at 2:30 and I woke up at 8. Why am I live right now? Well, I told y'all I was going to be live this morning because we have Among Us again. My second time. How much I sleep between 0 and 8 hours. We have Among Us at noon, and the group we have is Elam, Saikuno, Ray, Arky, Toast, me, Will Neff. What? Will Neff is returning to Among Us. Sunny, Yvonne, and Myth. I mean, Timmy Game Guy. Do you know what's so funny? So he's been playing a lot of Peak. He's been doing a lot of Peak, and he's been doing a lot of Timmy Game Guy. And let's not forget the origin of Timmy Game Guy. Timmy Game Guy, who, if you remember, was created when I was playing Repo. And I don't think I've ever been so gaslit in my life. And that was when Timmy was created. And then now he exists in Peak. Oh my god. So I saw, definitely almost as entertaining as your Myrtle voice. I think the Myrtle voice makes people want to kill themselves. In a good way. So I saw Fantastic Four last night. We were gonna go see Naked Gun, and it was really funny because I was like, okay, well, are you sure you want to see Naked Gun? Because I know he's been needing to see Fantastic Four, and he kept being like, no, it's up to you. I mean, people definitely are like, the nerds are expecting me to see Fantastic Four and have a take. I'm like, okay. So we ended up seeing, and he was like, do you want to see Fantastic Four? I was like, I have no skin in the game. I am not a Marvel head. I watched Superman, which I know is DC. I watched Superman because you really were excited for Superman. I'm like, I don't give a shit, straight up. If it were up to me, I would go see Naked Gun. But anyway, Indeby, thank you for the 33 months. So we saw Fantastic Four, and I don't think it was very good. Saying as someone who doesn't know these characters, I found the film to be, I thought it looked good. I thought the craftsmanship was there for sure. Like, it was a well-crafted film. I just didn't think story-wise and also tone, it was fine. It felt very sanitized. It felt almost very it felt like a very kids-oriented film, but with trying to have a mature tone to it. And it was just, I don't know, especially like after having seen Superman, which was a film that was overly cheesy, but in an intentional way to really show you who Superman is. And yet that film had more, you know, it had some bite to it. It was like socially pithy, you know. I just felt like the Fantastic Four characters weren't that three-dimensional, and I just it felt like a very glossy, sanitized superhero film. I don't know. I mean, I just have never been a big fan of Marvel anyway. Like, I just don't really care. I'm not a Marvel head. I've heard the same, so I didn't watch it. Like, it started out and I went, oh, okay. You know, they were doing like a 1950s retro, futuristic kind of vibe. But I think what felt really false was how the rest of the world acted with these characters, especially when the kind of crux of the film was introduced, like the main conflict. It felt like it went through 50 rounds of focus groups. It really felt like it was trying to not piss anybody off. And I think my expectation, also based on, you know, Will explaining a lot of things to me, I cannot, you guys would laugh so much. Like, he is, and I love it, but he is the definition of the meme of the guy talking to the girl who's like, okay. It's like, listen, because every time we see one of these superhero films, I get the whole nerd lore. And at one point afterwards, he despised the film. Shocker to no one. At one point, after we watched the movie, we were driving home, and I was like, is it kind of similar? I was asking about the Eternals, which I've never seen. Chloe Zhao's film. I was like, is it similar to that? Like, tonally, kind of in the same universe? And he just goes, huh, Eternals sucks. And I just started laughing because he really is the biggest DC head. Like, he's such a DC nerd. And it was the way that he said it, just felt so quintessential DC versus Marvel. Eternals sucks. Like, I don't even know if he was saying it to me. I liked F4 for what it was, but it felt extremely committee. Like, no part of it offended me. But every character only had one aspect. Sue equals mom, Reed equals smart, Bet equals nice. Johnny Storm was the only one with a bit of nuance, which I did like, but it wasn't enough for me. That said, I thought Paul Walter Hauser did a fantastic job as a standout. Yeah, apparently his scenes, he had more scenes cut. He had like a whole scene with Sue, and that was cut. And I guess he did like he did a rating on Letterboxd, and he gave it 3.5 stars because he's like, I really wish my scene with Sue hadn't been cut. But I always think he's great, and he's such a fun character actor that at least he brought some life into it. Everyone else it felt too nice. Do you know what I mean? It was like too, like, I was watching, I was like, okay. I don't know. I also felt like it dragged because it just didn't feel, it wasn't like zippy. It didn't really have any sauce to it. A little off topic, but would you collab with Agent? Yes, I've said that next time he comes to LA, I want to schedule something. First thing I thought after the film was that I wanted a more guttural response from Sue and Rita's parents. Again, it felt very flat. It just felt so dampened. The characters, the conflict, like, I don't know. And We also so Galactus is the big bad in Fantastic Four, and I feel like we didn't know anything about Galactus. Was it supposed to be good? I mean, here's the other thing too. It kind of felt like a big setup for Avengers Doomsday. What is it? Avengers Doomsday? Whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about. Where Fantastic Four, from my understanding, is like kind of a soft reboot of Marvel. Not really. It's not like really reboot in the way that DC is, but they've obviously poured so much money into Doomsday and then Secret Wars. And that's where they're bringing, or that's like the whole RDJ is coming back, paid him like a cajillion dollars. And it did kind of just feel like a, hey, don't forget to get excited for Doomsday. We have another Avengers coming back. They made a perfectly serviceable film, but the film wasn't trying to do anything new. It was just a superhero film, like a perfectly acceptable performance of a Shakespeare play. The cast did fine, put out a nice performance, but you won't remember much because it's just like all the others without anything to stand out. It kind of feels like Marvel has been in decline, just like the American Empire. What does the Marvel Universe and the American Empire have in common? They're both on the down. They are both going down. They have lost the power they once had. The current theory is a reboot with Franklin. Yes, without getting into the nerdy weeds, Franklin in the comics can literally create and destroy universes. Most of us think he's going to be Marvel's route to rebooting the franchise. Yeah, especially with Gunn's DC. I think if I'm Disney, if I'm Kevin Feige, I'm panicking. I'm going, oh shit. Uh-oh. I think we're losing our power. I think people have Marvel fatigue and we're just putting out meh films. It had a higher Rotten Tomatoes rating than Superman. I feel like that's Marvel's fans, which made me go see it with high expectations and it fell flat for me. Yeah, it was just if I were to sum it up, I would just go meh. Early Caroline, let's go. Also, have you spoken about this force feeding? Oh, all the time. All the time. I don't know. It always feels like copy-paste movies. I don't get how they can't get out of the mold like they did with WandaVision. And it just feels like they are so against putting anything in a film that's going to feel at all controversial. Like whoever said it felt like it went through 500 focus groups. It feels accurate. Have you watched Doctor Who? Which one? There's so many. I think they're trying to do a shared universe thing. They partnered up with Disney as well. Yeah. My hot take is MCU has felt like copy-paste focus group slops since phase 2. Yeah, I mean, I think people are over it. I think they're tired of it. And Marvel just keeps, here you go. Here's some more of the same thing. Yeah, when it's right next to Superman, you can just see how by the books Disney continues to push the MCU. Absolutely. And Superman had a smaller budget. Superman had lesser known actors, like not as big of stars, and it was just a superior film. And I think that's because of James Gunn largely. People like Critical Drinker. I have no idea who that is. I only know Moist Critical. Is that the same thing? Hated Superman, so that might be why it's rated badly online. Is that the brother of Moist Critical? The budgets are just insane. It's gross. It's too much. It really is. Like, it's just so out of control. And then you watch a film and you're like, okay, really? That was $400 million? Not related, but oh no, it is related. I mean, it's not related to Fantastic Four, but it's related to what we're going to talk about. Sorry, but I'm gonna have to force Will to like Yorgo a little bit. He hates him, so I'm gonna have to be like, sorry, you can't hate him. You can't hate him entirely. Director Yorgo Lanthimos wears a Palestinian flag pin at the Begonia press conference at the Venice Film Festival. If I recall correctly, Feige has said they'll no longer do character-based projects like WandaVision and films, that the films are just going to be the big team-ups, with TV shows focusing on individual characters, which is a shame. Yeah, here's the thing. When you lose character, you lose everything. When characters are so flattened, when it's like, okay, this could be anybody. Like, it's just interchangeable. Then you lose what gives your film heart. Like, you have to have great characters. It has to be character driven, or else it's all just plot. It's just plot. It's just getting from A to B. And that, I felt, was Fantastic Four. Yorgo did cast Davi in his newest film. Oh, that's right. Kara P, thank you for the 3 months. Marvel fatigue sounds like a rare perfume. Embrace the sensual sense of Marvel fatigue. I kind of wonder, is it superhero fatigue or did we just grow up? I mean, look, I think there is superhero fatigue, but I think there's franchise fatigue, but also people loved Superman. They were very excited by it. It like, I think for a lot of people kind of cut through some of those feelings of fatigue. And I think that's because James Gunn wasn't afraid to get a little spicy with it. And not in a, like, not spicy in a, oh, I'm making another gritty superhero film. Superman was very much about being good, and, like, it was brightly colored, and it felt like how the comic books were. But he made it, he grounded it. Like, it felt more real in reflecting, you know, reflecting our current world. Like, there was that tie-in, there was that connection there. Okay, well, since we're talking about Venice Film Festival, let's talk about Venice Film Festival because I was pissed yesterday. Per usual. I'm pissed at least once a day. At least once a day. There's something that pisses me off. This might sound silly, but Superman didn't underestimate its audience. It gave something more than slop. Yeah. I think James Gunn, here's the vibe I got. James Gunn was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I'm going to tell this story the way I want to tell it. And I'm going to trust that my audience is going to be on board with what I've done with this film. And the other thing too is, like, I just felt there was a more of a connection between Superman and the world that was built. It didn't feel like everyone in the film just kind of moved as one amorphous blob in the way they did in Fantastic Four, where it was either like, no, or hey, we're on board. There was no individuality. Like, Superman had some city people, right? Some individuals who had a moment where it just made that connection between this world and its inhabitants and the superhero at the center of the film. People also thought there was Star Wars fatigue, but then Andor came out, and so I think it's more about creating well-written, thought-provoking, risk-taking art rather than corporal slop. Yes, I think Andor, I think Superman are projects demonstrating that people are still down. They are not completely exhausted by these huge franchises, by you know, a continuation in a character, in a, you know, in a world that has already been played out on screen a bunch of times. Okay, so why was I pissed off yesterday? Well, let me explain. So right now, we are in the swing of festival season, and then we will get into award season, which there are awards given out at these major festivals, but it's kind of like the first. These major festivals are the first indicator of what the film and TV award season may shape up to look like, especially in categories like international feature. So Venice is currently happening. Venice is the oldest film festival. It is one of the major. It's one of the big 5 film festivals. So the big 5 international film festivals are Venice, Cannes, Berlin, and then there is the Toronto International Film Festival, which is in Toronto, and then the Sundance Film Festival, which is in the US. So I feel like award season just ended. It never ends. So does Marvel need to take more risks? I would say so. I would say just stop doing copy paste. Okay, so Alexander Payne, who was the director of one of my favorite films of 2023, The Holdovers. Excuse me, sorry, I'm still waking up. Echo Feminista, thank you for the Prime. Mars, thank you for the 4 months. So Alexander Payne is the president of this year's jury, and the jury is who hands out, they give out the awards, and the jury oversees the festival. So he is the president. He is the president of this year's jury. And currently there are protests happening outside Venice, like there have been at every other major film festival, to draw attention to what is happening in Gaza. And there have been, the questions around Israel and Palestine and the role of cinema in being a, truth teller and reflecting this world and what is happening in it, and, political statements. This has all been happening already. So Alexander Payne gets asked a question in this, to speak to what is happening in Gaza. And this is what he says.
Hello, everyone. Adam Plowright from AFP News Agency. This is a question for you, Alexander, again. Just bring you back to Gaza, which is a subject that's been discussed a great deal in the build-up to the festival. You'll have seen the open letter from Italian film professionals calling on the industry to take a stronger position, including the festival. At Cannes as well, we saw the president of the jury, Juliette Binoche, who signed an open letter. I was just wondering, could you give us your personal views on whether the industry does need to take a stronger stance, and what are your views?
Quite frankly, I feel a little bit unprepared.
That is phony baloney. That is BS. That is a big old BS sandwich. Frankly, I feel a little bit unprepared. No, you're not. You cannot possibly say you are unprepared. Why are they overlaying? I don't know. I don't know what this weird overlay is.
For that question, I'm here to judge and talk about cinema my political views, I'm sure, are in agreement with many of yours, but as far as my relationship with the festival and what the industry does, and I have to think about that for a while to give you a measured response.
I have to. Okay, so he's trying to do a lot with that. He says, he's like, I'm frankly unprepared for that question. No, he's not. He is the president of the jury at Venice Film Festival. He knows that this is going to be brought up. He knows this because this is like the biggest moral question at the current moment. This is something that across the world people have been protesting and trying to do something about. This is what just happened at Cannes. Juliette Binoche, who is the president of the Cannes jury there, had to tackle the question of, Israel and Palestine and films at Cannes that were reflecting the current genocide. And yeah, what is this conflict you speak of? He's prepared. He just doesn't want to answer the question, obviously. And the other thing, too, that really fucking pissed me off, to the point that, of course, I had to make a tweet about it. Conway, thank you for the 13 months. So I said, first of all, how are you unprepared for a question that's obviously going to be asked, considering the genocide's been ongoing for 2 years? There have been protests and political statements made at previous major film festivals. There are currently protests outside of Venice to draw attention to the genocide. Payne is the president of the jury this year. He absolutely is prepared. He just doesn't want to answer. And then he says in that statement as well, he's like, look, I'm sure my political beliefs line up with most of yours, which was so strange. He was kind of trying to be like, hey, by the way, I'm not pro-Israel, okay, even though I'm not gonna say anything here because I'm being a fucking coward.
Kwan love.
Yeah, if his politics are similar to theirs, then why be scared to speak up? Also, how is that not related? What about Palestinian filmmakers? Well, that's the second point that I made here. He tries to redirect by saying he is here to judge and talk about cinema. One of the most anticipated film premieres at Venice is the voice of Hind Rajab. So as you remember, if you remember, Hind was a Palestinian girl. She was 6 years old, and she was murdered by the IOF, and 6 of her family members were, she was 5 years old. 6 of her family members and 2 paramedics who came to rescue her were also killed. She and her family were fleeing, and their vehicle was shelled, which killed a number of her family members. And then she was stuck in the car. She was stranded in the car. And there is the phone call that she makes to, paramedics. And then they tried to come in and rescue her. And then they were also killed. And she was, when they investigated the scene, they found that one of the tanks had fired like 335 rounds on the car that she and her family had been in. So there's obviously a lot of individual atrocities that have happened in the midst of a genocide, which is just in totality an atrocity. The story of Hind Rajab is one that a lot of people, I think it was maybe a turning moment. It was one of those that you just could not comprehend. It's so horrifying and it's so devastating. And so there is a film that has been directed by a Tunisian filmmaker. Let me see. Who is the director again? Kauthar Ben Hania, the voice of Hind Rajab, has been selected as the Tunisian candidate in the contest for the Best International Feature Film Oscar at the 98th Academy Awards. As reported by Variety, Brad Pitt and Joaquin Phoenix are among the Hollywood stars who have boarded the film as executive producers ahead of its world premiere at Venice Film Festival's competition section and its North American premiere at Toronto and the special presentation strand. The film is based on real events on January 29th, 2024, when Red Crescent volunteers receive an emergency call. 6-year-old girl Hind Rajab is trapped in a car under fire in Gaza, pleading for rescue. While trying to keep her on the line, they do everything they can to get an ambulance to her. The film recreates this emergency as a narrative work using actual call recordings and scripted reenactments based on firsthand testimonies and transcripts. The director was a 2024 Oscar nominee for Best Documentary Feature for Four Daughters. Her previous feature film, The Man Who Sold His Skin, was nominated for the Best International Feature Film Oscar in 2021. Okay, so I mean, y'all already know my thoughts on Brad Pitt. That's a whole other thing too, where films can be a really important tool in bringing attention to something real that is happening in the world. Films have the ability to create empathy, to educate, to bring awareness. What's happening now, and this is a bit cynical, but there are people in Hollywood who from the get-go have been advocating for Palestinian liberation. But there are others who I think are seeing the potential accolades, how the tides have turned, and how something like this film has the potential to do very well in award season, which sounds so cynical to say, given that this was a real girl and her family who were killed. So anyway, I don't want to make the whole story about that, because I think this is I hope that this is a film that is handled thoughtfully, and I don't know. I mean, we saw what happened with No Other Land, though, and one of the people who worked on that film who was just killed by Israel. So do I think this film is going to change policy? No. But again, getting the truth out there, especially as Palestinian journalists continue to be murdered, lessening the number of people in Gaza who are reporting the truth, who are showing the world what is going on. Films being able to then pick up some of that mantle and be a truth-telling device. Okay. So anyway, back to what I was saying about Alexander Payne. So it pissed me off because he's trying to be like, look, I'm not going to speak on this political topic. All right. I'm unprepared. I'm just here to judge films. Like, I'm here to talk about the films. I'm here to judge the films. One of the most anticipated films at Venice is about one of the most well-known atrocities that has been committed in the last 2 years, the killing of Hind Rajab. That is premiering at Venice. It is going to most likely be one of the most hard-hitting films, a film that a lot of people are talking about, is generating a lot of conversation. So actually, Mr. Payne, your job in talking about the films and judging the cinema that is at Venice is inseparable from talking about Gaza, because you have not only like the role of cinema, the role of, an international film festival not existing in a vacuum outside of like what is happening in the world, but because literally you have films at your festival that are about Israel's ongoing assault, ongoing genocide of Palestinians. What? Sir, you're just full of shit. Sir. Yeah, imagine saying we need to keep politics out of an art form. Also, the international film festivals have always been places where a lot of like really politically powerful, really socially conscious films have premiered. And they premiere first at these festivals, and that's where, critics and stars go. And then if they make enough of a splash, usually a distributor will pick them up. And so us normal film watchers, moviegoers, then have the opportunity to see it. So it's ridiculous. It's so transparently false what he's saying here. And I think he's aware of that. I think he knows. I think he's like, you know what? I would rather take the heat of giving this bullshit answer than to have to give a legitimate answer. That's what I think. I think he's like, you know what? I've done the calculation. I think it's better for the press surrounding Venice if I don't say anything about this, which it's not though, because I don't think a lot of people were necessarily people who are not like me, who tune into this stuff normally, were necessarily paying attention to what's going on in Venice until this started making the rounds. Alexander Payne's comments when he was asked about Gaza. And then everyone's like, oh yeah, no, go fuck yourself. Oh yeah, that's a loser ass answer. I think there may be an issue. No, you know what it is? So I have replaced these cords multiple times, and now I think it's just my cloud lifter. I think I have to replace this. I think it's time. It's been about 3 years, and for some reason the static just keeps getting worse even when I've replaced the Go XLR or the XLR cables multiple times. I'm gonna put this on the ground and maybe that will do something. What time is Among Us? Among Us is supposed to be at noon. 3 years. I know. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Okay, so this is a bit on the protests that are happening outside of the festival.
Stars of the silver screen descend on Venice for the world's oldest celebration of cinema. The 11-day event fires the starting gun for the awards season, with films premiering here often going on to win big at the Oscars. But this year's festival is colliding with a world mired in conflict.
Free, free Palestine!
With Israel's genocide in Gaza casting a long shadow over the event. More than 1,500 film industry figures have formed a collective called Venice for Palestine.
I'm sorry, but didn't Alexander Payne direct the holdovers in that movie Rather Political? There's definitely the exploration of racism, absolutely politics in that film, which, here's the thing. Alexander Payne doesn't have a problem talking about the way that cinema, the way that films can make comments, can make commentary on the political and social environments in our world. He just doesn't want to talk about Palestine. That's what it is. It's as simple as that. It's not a matter of like no politic here, it's no Palestine here.
They're urging the festival to take a robust stand on Israel's war.
We've called for a manifestation, a demonstration to stop the genocide that's happening right now in Palestine, and to sort of point the eyes of the star system, not in the pretty dresses of the festival, but actually on what is happening and the genocide and the violence that is ongoing right now in Palestine.
Festival director Alberto Barbera says Venice welcomes open debate, but has dismissed calls for Israeli filmmakers and actors to be barred.
We are a cultural institution, a space of comfort.
Here's the thing, okay? If you are a filmmaker who is receiving funding from the state because your film is serving a propagandist role, then no, you should fucking be barred, okay? There is not this legal requirement to allow in every film. These are highly selective film festivals. This is what I talked about with Toronto, where no, they did not need to have that documentary about a former IOF army general who's committed a bunch of war crimes like and has bragged about them. They didn't need to. Do you know how many people apply? Do you know how many filmmakers apply to these festivals and don't get selected? So no, there is no requirement to have these films. So if an Israeli filmmaker, if Israeli actors are in films that are not tied into the state, that are not trying to manufacture consent for the state's current atrocities, that is separate. Okay? That is a like no, I don't believe that if you are Israeli, you then should not be able to create any art. But there is absolutely a fucking line. And it's not hard to identify when something is actually, an independently made film that has nothing to do with pushing Israel's agenda versus when it is just merely a part of the state's propaganda.
Of debate, it's an open space where
I would say if you're receiving funding from the state of Israel, then you are compromised. Your filmmaking is compromised. I would say the same thing with Russia. And that has been a problem at past film festivals, including TIFF, where there are protests against Russian films, and then it spurs conversation around films that fall into the propaganda category and films that are just are made by Russian filmmakers.
all the artists can attend and they can make their speech and their statement and so on. The institution doesn't make political statement, of course. We don't boycott anyone, of course.
One of the films in the main competition is addressing Israel's war in Gaza head-on. The voice of Hind Rajab, directed by Tunisia's Kauthar Ben Hania, tells the true story of a 5-year-old Palestinian girl who was killed by Israeli soldiers in 2024.
Yeah, okay, here's a perfect example. So there's a film, can Israel filmmaker... Okay. What is that film? I think David Ehrlich. What is this? There is a film. This is a perfect example. I'm trying to remember what this is. Israeli filmmaker satire. I think. Okay, I think this is the film. Yeah, David Ehrlich reviewed this. Okay. A few days after Cannes wrapped up last month, my IndieWire colleague Ryan Ladenzio published an interview with filmmaker Nadav Lapid, whose furious new satire of modern Israel quietly premiered in the director's Fortnight section at the very end of the festival. That was a curious and pronounced demotion for a rising auteur whose similarly blistering previous feature, 2021's Ahed's Knee, had been selected for the main competition, where it emerged from a stack field to win the jury prize. But the world has changed over the last 4 years, and according to French outlet Les Nouvelles Obs, Cannes president Iris Nobloch is no longer comfortable with shining her festival's brightest spotlight on a movie so hostile towards Netanyahu's ongoing genocide. Here is an example of an Israeli film that was made by an Israeli filmmaker that stars Israeli actors. And it's a film that he struggled with getting people to be a part of it because it is a satirical condemnation of not just Netanyahu, but Israeli society. And so this film was not, of course, being propped up and promoted by Israel because it doesn't make them look good. So Ryan's headline, "You may never get to see Cannes' most provocative and dangerous movie," epitomizes the sensationalism that ad-supported websites like ours sometimes lean onto to drive clicks towards stories about 2.5-hour art films that the reader may never get a chance to see. And truth be told, I might have rolled my eyes at that framing had I not already seen the movie in question, but I had seen the movie. Just as importantly, I've also seen how other movies about Israel's war in Gaza have been treated since the events of October 7th, 2023. So to my great dismay, my only reaction to Ryan's headline was to wince in recognition of its truth. Lapid's film is called Yes. The film industry's response to it has predictably been no. So where were the protests around this film essentially being suffocated? In the same way there were protests in Toronto recently because of the TIFF president's mishandling of this documentary that is an action thriller taking place on October 7th that has as its hero, as its central character, a former IOF army general who we know has committed a bevy of war crimes. But do you notice that difference is what I'm trying to point out? So there are films by Israeli filmmakers starring Israeli actors with Israeli producers that don't seem to be getting that same amount of noise because it's not about Israeli art. It is about films that serve as tools for the state's propaganda. Okay, it's important to understand that distinction. So anyone who tries to be like, oh, so we're just now shutting we're shutting Israelis out from the art world, like what kind of bottom line is that? It's like no, there's a difference here. For the first time in my professional career as a critic, there's a subject that some festivals and virtually all U.S. distributors are too afraid to touch. So where's the outcry over U.S. distributors not picking up this film, over film festivals not accepting this film, or like there being any noise around it? In a bleeding heart business that prides itself on the sensitivity it brings to difficult stories, a business in which people are regularly festooned with awards for shining a light on the darkest corners of human civilization, the Palestinian genocide has become uniquely taboo. You know things are bleak when the Oscars are the industry's lone act of moral courage, but in rewarding no other land with the documentary world's highest honor, the Academy forced attention onto a crisis that the rest of Hollywood still won't touch. Yeah. Okay, anyway.
She and 6 members of her family were shot to death when their car was peppered by more than 300 bullets fired from an Israeli tank. Hers is a story which has been repeated thousands of times across Gaza for nearly 2 years. A story which now has the platform of one of the world's most prestigious film festivals. Alex Beard, Al Jazeera.
Don't miss out and get the full picture.
Someone said something about Dr. Mo. After listening to Dr. Mo on Hassan's channel, I changed my opinion on celebs jumping on the pro-Palestine side. He remained silent for 2 years. What I watched a little bit of that, but I think I missed when he was talking about this. I'm curious. Was he basically saying like, you know what? Right now we need as much attention and support on this. And when you are a major celebrity with influence, with a large platform, like that support is welcome, even if it's taken you 2 years to get there, even if it's like not totally altruistic. He was saying, if you are not Palestinian, then don't turn people away for changing their minds on the genocide. Yeah, and I just want to say too, I want to say too that I also have said that in the past as non-Palestinians, I do think it's always important to be platforming Palestinian voices and listening to those who have been, especially if you're Palestinian, listening to those who've been involved in these movements for a lot longer than most of us. And so, look, I get all of the, I get all of what's being said, especially here's where I make a distinction. Here's where I make a distinction with politicians, with people who are in charge of policy, where what's happening is you're seeing a lot of Dems try to soften their language in the same way that Joe Biden was towards the end of his presidency. And then what Kamala was trying to do, even though she really wasn't, because of the outrage in Biden and then Kamala's seemingly continuing what Biden was doing in their policy around Israel. And so I think with politicians who are now speaking on like, oh, humanitarian issues, blah, 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 but are not doing anything to change policy, those people don't get a pass. Those people do not get a pass. These are people who are in power, who are ignoring their constituencies, and who are trying to have it both ways. They're trying to fool people. They're trying to convince people that they're like, no, I'm not a ghoulish genocider. Okay, I'm a good person, but still continuing to support the American policies that are facilitating the ongoing genocide. It bears repeating, actions speak louder than words 1,000 times over. Yes. I don't agree that it's only something Palestinians can judge either. Anyone has the right to not forgive people. That's not what we're talking about, though. We're not talking about forgiving people. We're talking about how what's happened a lot is like anyone who, and again, I think we're not talking about politicians, because celebrities can have a lot of influence, but they're still not the ones who are in charge of policy. They're not in fucking Congress. They're not getting money from AIPAC to be robotic AIPAC goons. So I think Dr. Mo's point, and it's something that I've seen reflected I've seen reflected within movements and from people who are actively doing everything they can to try and get governments to stop funding Israel's actions. I think it's this something that internet brained people love to do is kind of lose the plot, right? They get way too they get way too internet brained about things. And I see a lot like, oh, here's a celebrity who's wearing a Palestinian pin. And then people be like, oh, fuck them, they're a Zionist because 15 years ago they went to Israel. And it's like, okay, so whatever. This is a whole ass conversation. But the point I'm trying to make is that a lot of people's activism and advocacy seems to really just be pointing fingers at every person and accusing them of being a Zionist, which just doesn't feel productive. That Zionist in film Twitter account sucks. They just spread it. I see a lot of misinformation spreading, which I don't think is. I just don't think it's very productive. And it feels like a gotcha oftentimes. Yeah. I remember people getting on Lil Nas X because of some tweets he made when he was 15, 16 in high school. And look, like I get if you're calling out your faves who have not said anything and you're upset about it because they not only haven't said anything, but have previously used their voices, have used their influence to advocate on other issues. But what we've gotten into is, and when I'm trying to explain internet brain, I'm getting into the world of like Stan Wars. Yes. There is this weird thing that has been happening for a while now where different communities of stans are like using the genocide in their Stan Wars. I've seen this back and forth with like the Ethel Cain, Nicki Minaj, Lana Del Rey. It's gotten weird. It's gotten weird and gross. And oftentimes when I see tweets go viral that are like, oh, my fave's better than yours because she's not a Zionist type of thing, it's always from these Stan accounts. There's also different levels, like signing a letter your publicist sent on October 8th isn't the same level as someone who's visiting Israel and still saying gross things. Yes, and I have explained that too. And it's not that I'm trying to spend my time when I'm advocating, when I'm educating around Palestine, of like providing cover for celebrities. I'm just trying to point out that we need to refocus our energy. It's huge in K-pop Stan Wars. And I tried to say that like, the way that most celebrities work is they are just doing whatever their publicists tell them to do, or they're just doing. When I had that post that popped off about the Waymos being set on fire and how that relates to people's growing distrust of the state and recognition of constantly being surveilled, that was an Instagram story that so many celebrities were posting. And it's because they see other people post it and then they just post it because they want to make sure that they're like doing what everyone else is doing. And then another thing I had was a tweet about like immigrants, where we should protect immigrants, that they are worthy of dignity and rights, not because of the labor that they can provide, but because of being human beings. And that was another post that like fucking Chrissy Teigen shared. Like all these celebrities who kind of move with the majority. And like I said, they have people on their teams who are also like, hey, sign this, do this. Like this is good for, this is good for your brand. So on October 7th, what happened was everyone was posting that I stand with Israel, and they didn't know what that meant. It was Israel got attacked by a terrorist group, and everyone is posting this same Instagram story of I stand with Israel. And then, here's a letter. Most likely their publicist was like, you should sign this and thank President Biden for doing a really good job. And it's just a reminder that most celebrities are not actually they're not actually politically involved. They're not actually in the know. They don't know shit. They don't. So you have individuals like Susan Sarandon, Mark Ruffalo, Melissa Barrera, ones who Hannah Einbinder. They are educated on these matters. They are like actually personally involved. Expecting celebs to be somehow more informed is hilarious. And so then, as the tides have turned, whether it's these celebrities doing it themselves or because it's what's better for the brand, you've seen a shift in like the letters that are being signed, the issued statements condemning the famine in Gaza, like children being starved and bombed. I remember when Demi Lovato did an Israel tour years ago and ended up like apologizing because her fans were like, question mark. Y'all, it has only been in the last 2 years that we have seen this massive shift. Prior to October 7th, the United States of America, whether you were Republican, a Democrat, progressive, was largely, super majority in support of Israel because of the strength of pro-Israel propaganda that we here in the West, especially in the United States, have been fed for decades. So the normal position, the common position was Israel. Oh, only democracy in the Middle East. That's our ally. That's our best friend. That's our yay, we love Israel. And most people not thinking anything past that. Like, for the majority of Americans, Israel and Palestine is, oh yeah, that's that thing happening in the Middle East. It's been going on for a long time. Like, a lot of jokes around the Israeli-Palestinian conflict being this impossible to solve conflict. Like, oh yeah, that's just been going on forever. So, that being said, what Dr. Mo was saying, I understand, where he's like, he's like, we've already seen how things have shifted because of the people, because of normal, everyday people who have taken to the streets, who have made their voices heard, who have protested, who have condemned what is ongoing, and that then having an effect on public figures like celebrities, where this is how things shift. And then the hope being that it will become politically a detriment to keep supporting Israel. And instead, it will be expedient to be a politician who is unwavering, who is consistent on their votes, on their policy positions that are for a free and fair Palestine. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Democrats are not getting on board. They're not, because they are still protecting their interests. But what we're seeing is candidates like Zohran Mamdani soar. We're seeing DSA candidates. We're seeing people who are being praised for being consistent on their positions around Israel and Palestine. And the Democrats keep scrambling. And one way that they're trying to fix the problem is secretly funding high-profile Democratic influencers. I'm sure you guys have seen this. Some of you have seen this. Oh God, this static is so nutty. Stop it, please. Please calm down. Hold on a sec. Okay, so I'm sure some of you have seen this big scoop that was reported on by friend of the show, Taylor Lorenz, because it not only is a condemnation of a continued condemnation of the Democratic Party and their strategies in trying to win back voters by using these influencers, but it also is oh yeah, I think we knew this, but now it's just confirmed. Especially with people like Olivia Julianna. So if you don't know who Olivia Julianna is, well, consider yourself lucky. Olivia Julianna is a Gen Z Democratic paid grifter. And she is unfortunately a person who gives Gen Z a very bad name. I'm sorry, Gen Z. I know Olivia Julianna does not represent you all, but my God, is she so obnoxious. And now it has been confirmed what we knew all along, that she is a fucking grifter. She is a grifter who is being paid secretly by the Democratic Party. So here's the story. In a private group chat in June, dozens of Democratic political influencers discussed whether to take advantage of an enticing opportunity. They were being offered $8,000 per month to take part in a secretive program aimed at bolstering Democratic messaging on the internet. That is almost $100,000 a year. $8,000 per month to just churn out whatever bullshit the Dems want you to send to your audiences. Totally not a bot. Thank you for the gifted sub. But the contract sent to them from Chorus, the nonprofit arm of a liberal influencer marketing platform, came with some strings. Among other issues, it mandated extensive secrecy about disclosing their payments and had restrictions on what sort of political content the creators could produce. So this is fucked for a number of reasons. One, I think taking money in general to promote a candidate or a political party is not something you should be doing. I have been offered a lot of political sponsorships, and I have turned down 99.9% of them. The only one that I have accepted is one that I just accepted, and it's because it's SEIU, which is a union, and they came to me and were like, hey, we know that you are very pro-union. You talk about unions all the time. You're a member of a union. Do you want to partner up? And I said, yes, this is one that I am comfortable with partnering with because it's a message that it was like they just wanted me to do a TikTok or something like that. But it's something that I promote and advocate for without being paid secretly on the side. But otherwise, like I have had probably, especially during the 2024 election, I probably had like 10 different offers, and I turned every single one down because as somebody who part of my content is talking about politics, is like advocating for things I believe in, I felt like it would I felt like it would be inauthentic, and I don't want to be taking money to be like, hey, go support this party that I have a lot of problems with. Go support this candidate who is not doing what I think they should be doing, but I'm going to tell you to support them because I'm getting paid. And the second part of it is, now imagine if I was being paid secretly. Imagine if I was disguising the fact that that was a sponsored thing I was doing, that I was not on my own for, with just no outside influence advocating for something. And it turns out that I was secretly being paid to do so. We can tell you're not an Olivia Julianna type ass licker. I think if I ever even seemed remotely close to Olivia Julianna, I would pack it up. I'd be like, that's it for me. I have been compromised. I have been compromised. Okay. In their group chat, influencers debated the details. Should we send a joint email with all of our email addresses, or are we just going to send things separately and hope they change everything for everyone? Lorenzo, a non-binary creator in Columbus, Ohio, with over 884,000 TikTok followers, asked the group. Some joked about collective bargaining. Any Newsies fans here? Eliza Orland's a public defender and a reality TV star known for her appearances on Survivor, posted in the group. We are a union just by saying so. The influencers in the chat collectively had at least 13 million followers across social platforms. They represented some of the most well-known voices online posting in support of Democrats, and they're key to wherever the party moves next. But ultimately, the group didn't make much progress. I wonder why. Reading through this revived Chorus contract, like you win some, you lose some, a reproductive justice influencer named Pari, who posts under the handle Women in America, responded later in the thread. I also think there's at least 4 other things that should change, but the vibe I got from their email was that there would be minimal, if any, changes. I don't feel strongly about pushing TBH. Aaron Parnas, a Gen Z news influencer who's been called the Gen Z Walter Cronkite and has been lauded, and legacy media outlets posted to the chat. They aren't going to modify it anymore. Seems like a take it or leave it. He also declined to comment. I believe we are in stage 5, acceptance, Pari responded. Creators began signing on to the deal. Eliza's a genocidal freak. She's been quiet in the last few months. Well, I think it makes sense as to why. If you've been wondering, why are these major liberal influencers not saying anything about Palestine, not being pro-Palestine, aka like Brian Tyler Cohen, David Pakman. I don't know if Brian Tyler Cohen was one of the people. He's not on this list. But I think you have at least part of your answer. For years, Democrats have struggled to work with influencers. In 2024, President Biden's White House snubbed several prominent content creators after they lightly criticized the administration over its policies on climate change, COVID, Gaza, and the TikTok ban. Content creators who challenged Kamala Harris, including Hassan Piker, a well-known influencer on the left, were similarly unwelcome at campaign events. After the Democrats lost in November, you know what was so funny too? I think initially Hassan was like, no, I don't think I got kicked out because of my Palestinian coverage, my like speaking with the protesters. I think he was kind of resistant at first, in the same way that he's like, no, I haven't been profiled by TSA. And then he realized that that's absolutely what happened. I remember when it happened and Will and I immediately were like, oh yeah, no, Hassan got kicked out because of all the Palestine stuff. Like there was no doubt about it. Is this separate from Progressive Victory? Yes, it is. Progressive Victory is another group that has asked me a few times to do paid work for them. And I was like, nope, I don't think so. While Republicans spent decades building a powerful and robust independent media infrastructure, maximizing controversy to drive attention, and maintaining tight relationships with creators despite their small disagreements with Trump, the Democrats have largely relied on outdated strategies and traditional media to get their message out. Now, Democrats hope that the secretive Chorus Creator Incubator program. This sounds like it would be the topic of a Black Mirror episode. Funded by a powerful liberal dark money group called the 1630 Fund, might tip the scales. The program kicked off last month, and creators involved were told by Chorus that over 90 influencers were set to take part. Creators told Wired that the contract stipulated they'd be kicked out and essentially cut off financially if they even so much as acknowledged they were part of the program. Some creators also raised concerns about a slew of restrictive clauses in the contract. Influencers included in communication about the program, and in some cases an onboarding session for those receiving payments from the 1630 Fund, include Olivia Julianna, the centrist Gen Z influencer who spoke at the 2024 Democratic National Convention. Never forget, too, when she was called out, influencers included in communication. Okay, wait, this is someone quote tweeting this. When she was called out, Olivia Julianna is a 21-year-old Latina, yet her political views mirror that of an 81-year-old Joe Biden. She's not coming to these beliefs on her own. Essentially, people were like, Olivia Julianna is clearly being paid. And she responded, the fact that some of you think that a young person can only have the political leanings of Bernie Sanders is part of the reason we lost young men in droves. I'm not being paid to speak my beliefs. I just don't let you all bully me for being who I am. Don't like it? Tough. I haven't been paid a dime to do anything in Texas politics, by the way. Every video, door knock, text sent, all done as a volunteer. I've also raised over $150,000 for Texas Democrats these last 2 years. So before you try to take shots at me, make sure you've got your facts straight. Oh, Olivia. Oh, darling. Yeah, you have been exposed. Hashtag busted. Lauren Pierretra, a former Playboy executive turned political influencer who hosts a podcast for Occupy Democrats. Barrett Adair, a content creator who runs an American Girl doll themed pro-DNC meme account. That sounds horrible. Suzanne Lambert, who's called herself a Regina George liberal, puke. Ariel Fodor, an education creator with 1.4 million followers on TikTok. Sander Jennings, a former TLC reality star and older brother of trans influencer Jazz Jennings. David Pakman, who hosts an independent progressive show on YouTube covering news and politics. Lee McGowan, who goes by the online moniker Politics Girl, and dozens of others. The first 2 declined to comment. The rest did not respond to requests for comment. I am curious if Brian Tyler Cohen is on this list, if he's one of the dozens of others. Are we not going to talk about how the DNC is a tool utilized by the 1% in the class war in order to stop workers' movements? I know I keep saying this, but the class war is at the heart of all the issues with the DNC party, and it needs to be said at the end of discussing. We talk about that all the time. That is not something that we don't talk about. We've been talking. Yeah, I mean, Kamala Harris lost because she presented herself as a pro-corporate establishment Dem and said, I'm not going to be any different than Biden, but I'm going to have a Republican in my cabinet. It's really not difficult to get why people were ultimately not excited by a Kamala Harris presidency. And they were not driven to the polls to go vote for her. And people want to be like, well, it's only because she had 100 days, 107 days. Like, she ran a perfect campaign. And no, she did not. She ran a campaign that sent the message to her wealthy donors, don't worry, I have your back. This is the same woman who got on stage at the DNC and talked about how we'll have the most lethal military in the world, which we already have. But Kamala is brat. And because there is no room for nuance, there's no room for like criticism of Democrats, people are like, so they do the, oh, okay, so you think Trump is better. No one said that. Trump is a monster. Trump is he's terrible. Like, obviously terrible. But from just an also campaign strategist, like somebody who used to work in politics, Kamala Harris's campaign was bad. She campaigned with Liz Cheney. What are we talking about? If I even remove my own leftist politics and just examine Kamala Harris's campaign from a actual, what effective strategies, what good things did the campaign do? It was not a good campaign. Ritchie, Torres, and Bill Clinton were sent to Michigan, the home of the largest Arab American population, in Dearborn. They sent fucking Bill Clinton, Ritchie Torres, who could not have been more clear that they're like, I fucking hate you and I hope you die. What? Liz Cheney is not popular. They touted Liz Cheney and then support from Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney, what are we doing? And Kamala Harris is just also not, she's just not a good candidate. She's not. Anyway, okay. According to copies of the contract viewed by Wired that creators signed, the influencers are not allowed to disclose their relationship with Chorus or the 1630 fund, or functionally that they're being paid at all. How did they get away with that? We'll see. Dozens of liberal influencers are believed to have been approached by Chorus about the 1630 fund financing opportunity this spring. They were told that Chorus appreciated the work they were doing online and were asked if they'd be interested in taking part of the first cohort of a new program that Chorus was running to help expand their reach and impact. But following the initial outreach, many creators expressed concern about some stipulations. According to copies of the contract viewed by Wired, creators in the program must funnel all bookings with lawmakers and political leaders through Chorus. Creators also have to loop Chorus in on any independently organized engagements with government officials or political leaders. If I want to work with another politician, I have to fully collaborate with them, said one creator who was offered the contract but ultimately declined to take it and asked not to be named. If I get Zoran and he wants to do an interview with me, I don't want to give that to them. Creators in the program are not allowed to use any funds or resources that they receive as part of the program to make content that supports or opposes any political candidate or campaign without express authorization from Chorus in advance and in writing per the contract. Of course, duh. Duh. Boy, Mike is glazing you super hard. What? Who, me? Wait, speaking of glaze, did you guys see Krispy Kreme was offering like discounted or free donuts because of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's engagement? Krispy Kreme was like, we're all celebrating the engagement, so donuts on us or discounted. Look, what's the connection? I don't know. I don't know. But speaking of glaze, that's what Krispy Kreme did. Yeah, I said at the beginning of the stream, but at 12 o'clock, I'm playing Among Us with Ray, Elam, Sekuno, Toast, Arky, Wilnef, Caroline, Sunny, Yvonne, and Myth. Should be a good group. Jason Kelce, Philly, maybe? I honestly don't know. There probably isn't even a connection. It's just Krispy Kreme trying to get in on the excitement. Okay. The contracts reviewed by Wired prohibit standard partnership disclosures, declaring that creators will not publicize their relationship with Chorus or tell others that they're members of the program without Chorus's prior express consent. They also forbid creators from disclosing the identity of any funder and give Chorus the ability to force creators to remove or correct content based solely on the organization's discretion if that content was made at a Chorus organized event. There's some real great advantages to housing this program in a nonprofit, Graham Wilson, a lawyer working with Chorus, said to creators on a Zoom call reviewed by Wired. It gives us the ability to raise money from donors. It also, with this structure, it avoids a lot of the public disclosure or public disclaimers. It's so shady. It's so shady that they ran this as a nonprofit and therefore were able to get around the legal disclosure requirements. Paid for by blah, 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 blah that you see on political ads. We don't need to deal with any of that. And you know what also happens with them being a nonprofit? Them being tax deductible. It's so bad. It's so fucking bad. Your names aren't showing up on reports filed with FEC. Wilson did not reply to a request for comment. The Federal Election Commission declined to comment. Girl, you're awake. Oh yeah, I'm awake. The goal, of course, according to a fundraising deck obtained by Wired, is to build new infrastructure to fund independent progressive voices online at scale. The creators who join the incubator are expected to attend regular advocacy trainings and daily messaging check-ins. Those messaging check-ins are led by Cohen on rapid response days. The creators also have to attend at least 2 Chorus newsroom events per month, which are events that Chorus plans, often with lawmakers. I ratioed one of the people called out by this article who called Taylor a bitch and said, well, I attacked Schumer. Obviously, Chorus would be against that. Wait, can I ask who it was? Who called Taylor a bitch? For years, we've had to deal with false accusations of being funded by progressive. Yeah, hello. Where are these secret progressive leftist billionaires who are funding all of us? Now this will be used by the right to back up those false claims. Well, I mean, I'm not getting paid. You know, the other thing that okay, so I either get like, oh yeah, being as a leftist, being funded by secret leftist billionaires, which it's like, that's news to me. Or I get that I only say things because Hassan says things. And it's like, okay, this man really needs to start paying me. All right. This man really, because not only am I not getting paid, I'm not getting paid. I have to deal with these idiots. I used to have a running total of how much I was going to charge Hassan for people who come in here to bitch about him or to like accuse me of being Hassan funded. I'm like, I steal his zins. That's the only thing that I can do. Every time I go over there, I steal his zins so I can at least feel somewhat compensated. Okay, wait. I wanted to see if that chatter responded. Too raw, too real. They're a TikToker, I think. Too raw, too real. Too raw, too real. I think I recognize them. Too raw. I think I've probably seen their shit pop up somewhere. Pac-Man's response.
I was named in an article in Wired yesterday. And the article is about a so-called dark money group on the left called Chorus. And I'm named in the article along with other creators as being part of the group. And
I do need to start stealing his forks because for some reason all of our forks disappear. I don't know. I blame it on Will. I don't know what's happened to our forks. I'm always buying forks.
Since this article came out, I've heard from a bunch of you. David, did you sell out? David is the DNC telling you what to say. How could you do this to us? I knew back in 2021 when you had...
Wait, does Cutie steal forks? Is it her? Is she secretly coming to French Polynesia to steal my forks? That bitch. That fork stealing whore. She said in the podcast she steals forks. Okay, I'm going to have to set up some Home Alone style booby traps. I'm going to set up some Home Alone style booby traps in my kitchen. I'm a catcher. I'll have 24/7 cameras. She has, so unlike these liberal influencers, she has disclosed the fact that she's stealing forks. Unlike these influencers who did not disclose the fact that they are being paid by the Democratic Party to be sycophants for the Democrats.
Had the following to say that you must have been getting paid by someone and here's the proof. And I was not even going to give this the time of day, but my relationship with you, my actual audience, is the most important thing.
Is it?
So I decided to do this segment. I also was told that other creators, like a Twitch streamer named Hassan Piker, were covering this in ways that don't reflect the reality of the situation. And are perpetuating falsehoods about what is and isn't going on. Now,
the question is not whether they're all being told to say something, but are they being paid to not say something? They are all dodging the second question. It's both. Like, obviously, we know that the one elephant in the room, or should I say donkey in the room, is also the donkey in the room, is Israel's genocide. Like, yeah, obviously, a lot of these liberal influencers are either staying quiet on this, or if they do pipe up, it's very much in a liberal Zionist way, because this is a major issue.
I can't speak to the motives of the people that wrote the article or those that are reacting to it. I can't get in their heads.
Okay, I'll tell you. Here's my motive. You don't have to get in my head. My motive is calling all your asses out for being paid shills. You are not authentic political commentators. You don't stand for anything except your bag. You are paid to say or not say whatever the establishment wants you to. You are bought and paid for. You should not be delivering commentary, your opinions to an audience that has built a level of trust with you when you are secretly being paid by the establishment. Your opinions are not authentic. You did not reach them on your own. That's my motive in covering this piece. As someone who has had many, many, many political sponsors offered to me, I'm sure at some point, if I had, maybe talked less about Palestine, I would have had Chorus knocking on my door too. Corin B, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Corin B is actually the DNC. It's easy to see they're being paid by the DNC because they're literally the only voices agree with the establishment on a 92 to 8% issue. Look, we're human beings, okay? And as human beings, we are sometimes contradictory. We can be hypocritical. We are not perfect. I do not pretend to be morally perfect. I try to be as consistent as I can be, but this is different. This is completely different. These influencers leveraged their platforms. Oh, hello, my love. Thank you so much for the coffee. These influencers leveraged their influence, their platforms, their power, their established trust with their audiences to push the agenda of the Democratic Party. And they did so without disclosing that, which is incredibly unethical. Maybe they were able to find a legal loophole here. Unfortunately, there are major problems in the world of political financing, in disclosures, but that does not mean that this was ethical. Caroline's payments are in the form of vaguely rare dolls and collector items to throw people off. Yes, my retirement is Barnaby, Barbara, Tifa, Megan, and Carol Channing. That's how I'm secretly being paid. Ev Pear, thank you for the 7 months. Like with traditional media, there's certainly a component of people being chosen because they already have certain beliefs, but of course I'm sure there's additional stipulations as to what they can or cannot support. Yes, as Taylor laid out, and as we will continue reading in this piece here, this is not something where it's like, oh, okay, so as I explained, like me partnering with SEIU is because this is something I already advocate for. I am very pro-union. I am a member of unions. I am always talking about people over profits. I believe in healthcare, universal healthcare. I believe in worker power of people being able to organize, to form unions without being fired. The importance of organized workers in building collective economic power and strengthening our democracy. But what they've done here is so different than that. It's one thing to be like, hey, I'm really passionate about this issue, and so I'm teaming up with this group that's fighting climate change. And of course, making sure that you're doing your due diligence and it's not a group that's actually like corporate funded and is pulling some bullshit. But what happened here is very compromising.
All I can do is tell you what's going on, and then you can judge and you can make an assessment.
Okay. Okay.
Now, I also want to mention, I'm aware that many of the people I'm hearing of aren't even part of my audience. They're doing well, now I'm unsubscribing, and they mostly were never subscribed.
Do you know every person in your audience? Don't you have like millions of subscribers?
So I'm aware of that, but it doesn't matter because
I love the idea that every single person who's like, I'm done with you, dude. I'm unsubscribing. This is so unethical. I can't believe I can't believe you did this. And he's like, none of those people are a part of my community. I know every single person. And anyone who's unsubscribing was never a Pac-Man head in the first place.
Want to make sure my audience hears from me about this. Now, the most important thing to say is that the idea behind this group is exactly what I've been advocating for years. It
was confirmed that both Pac-Man and Cohen were a group of influencers that agreed to deliberately avoid producing Gaza coverage in order to prevent controversy that was leaked emails. Current Affairs covered it in March here. I mean, this is just confirmation of what we already, I think what a lot of us already assumed. Pac-Man in name only. Because it is one of those things, it got to a point where, look, in the beginning, silence, kind of darting around the issue of Israel and Palestine was like, okay, I think you could get away with it more in the beginning. I'm not saying it was right. But as time went on, as the genocide was so apparent and the most televised genocide in history, it became more obvious that political commentators, liberal/progressive commentators, were not speaking about Palestine for very specific reasons. Austin Show! Oh my God. A raid from my favorite person to game with. A beep boop raid. Wow, thank you for the beep boop raid. Are you guys all bots? I only allow bots into my community, so if you're not a bot, you have to leave. You gotta go. Oh, you got botted? Oh no. Wait.
Have you ever hit the Yoinky Splinky on stream?
No, I'm not hitting the Yoinky Splinky.
Bro, you gotta hit the Yoinky Splinky at least once in your
I don't even know what the Yoinky Splinky is.
You're being viewed this morning. It doesn't even matter.
What's the Yoinky Splinky? Tell me what it is.
What is the Yoinky Splinky?
What song do I play for it?
You don't need to play a song. We'll just hit the Yoinky Splinky.
Okay. What do I do?
All right, the Yoinky Splinky chat. You get a little low. You get your knees really engaged.
Oh God, it's too early for that.
In, out, in.
Oh no. Christian, you have to bear in mind, Austin is not a young Zoomer like you.
This is the Yoinky Splinky?
Yeah, you talk with the Yoinky Splinky?
Who?
Nandre.
Also, Austin, I'm not saying you're not an Iron Maiden fan. Is that Hassan or Will's shirt? Because I know they both have the same Iron Maiden shirt. Did you steal that from either of them? That I just can't believe it's yours. It's Will's. I fucking knew it. You stole it like 3 years ago. So Cutie steals forks, Austin steals shirts, I steal Zins. It's what makes the world go round.
Shout out to Nandre. He taught me the Yoinky Splinky. I hold the Yoinky Splinky. What
you
is
stole it at a creator camp 3 years ago. Wait, do you still have the jacket?
This is what the government is telling y'all.
This is what gay marriage gets you, chat.
Yeah, y'all. This is why people are trying to overturn Obergefell, because this is what happens. The jacket is in Oregon, but I'm bringing it to China. Perfect. Amazing. He can never have the jacket back. You know what we should do? We should just pass the jacket around. It should be like the Sisterhood of the Traveling Jacket, and Will never gets the jacket. Never. And that's socialism, baby. Okay, so anyway, Raiders of the Lost Ark. We have been covering this piece that came out. Austin, I don't know if you've seen this. Are you feeling offended that the DNC did not come to you and ask you to be a part of this secret liberal influencer program? Austin is like, wait, they did? No way. No, hold on. Give me a call. Are you calling me on Discord? Is this a huge reveal? Okay, Austin is calling. Okay, spill. Tell all. Oh, wait. Now he says 1 sec. Huge scoop incoming. Was Austin a DNC plant all along? God damn it. No, not like this. We can't hear no because he's not on the phone yet. Hold on. Wait. Yeah, I think he's.
Hello. Oh God, my mic was muted. My mic was muted the entire time.
Your mic was muted the whole time. That's okay.
Okay, so
well, now we're all awake.
What's this article about?
Okay, so this is a major scoop that Taylor Lorenz published yesterday and that a lot of people are talking about, because what has been found out is that the Democratic Party, through a dark money group that was positioned as a nonprofit, was secretly funding liberal influencers. So Olivia Julianna, who you were behind at the DNC when you were on TV.
You mean I could have been paid to peddle the Democratic Party?
Wait, that's what I'm saying. You said they.
No, I had to do this shit. I had to do that shit for free.
Hold on. You need to get your story straight.
No, I to be honest, Caroline, I heard DNC creator and I was like, oh, that was me. I didn't get.
You don't want this to be you. You don't want this to be you. No, okay.
I didn't get paid at all.
I was joking. I was like, are you offended that they didn't come to you and offer to pay you $8,000 a month to secretly peddle DNC talking points?
No, the sad part is they didn't have to pay me. I was out there phone banking.
Austin was doing it for free.
I was out there trying to save democracy for free.
And that's how you know it's real.
Oh, fuck. That's so funny.
Because he was not being paid.
I went and phone banked for Kamala Harris, and I met Gavin Newsom.
Oh.
Did I ever tell you this?
You met Gavin?
I've been afraid to share this photo because I didn't want to get destroyed by everybody. But you want me to send you the photo?
Yes, please. You took a fucking photo?
Yeah, I took a photo with Gavin Newsom hold on, let me see. October 2024, I think is when it was. Oh yeah, here it is. I found it.
No, y'all, he was not. Wait, who wasn't a part of chorus? No, Austin was not. Austin wasn't even a DNC creator. He was just there.
I got invited by the DNC. I got invited.
No, but I'm saying you weren't doing content there. You weren't like.
Yeah, I know, but they didn't tell us we had to do any content.
No, I'm trying to explain to people that Austin was he just went, and everything he was doing was for free.
Yeah, no, I didn't get paid at all to go to the DNC, but I got a ticket to the DNC, and I was like, well, I'm going to be a part of history, so I went. Right?
Yeah, of course. For the love of the game.
What am I trying to dig myself a hole? Y'all saw me at the DNC. This is no secret. I'm on camera at the DNC.
You are literally behind Olivia.
I was on national television.
You were part of the they labeled you all as like Gen Z for Kamala Harris, and then there's Austin in the background, and it was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Look, Caroline, look.
Okay,
Hold
send
on.
me this.
You show this on stream.
Oh, can I show this?
Yes.
Oh, Austin. No. No.
This is in October. What? I wanted a photo.
What is that pose?
I don't know. Look how wrinkly my shirt was. You know how hard I tried to get those wrinkles out?
Also, it says round 2, which is so perfect considering that Kamala Harris was like, I'm not going to be any different than Joe Biden.
I know.
Oh my God. Do you know that Gavin Newsom dated a 19-year-old after he got divorced and he was like 40? She was a 19-year-old waitress, and he brought her to a political event. She had to use a fake ID.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Are you the radical left is
the radical left.
The radical left, believe me.
Wow.
Radical lefty, loony lefty, Gavin Newsom.
Wait, so
California.
You don't know anything about this story that came out?
No. Not at all.
Okay.
I wasn't paid. I wasn't paid like this. I just thought you guys were talking about the people that got invited to the DNC. I got invited to the DNC.
I got invited to the DNC too. Like a lot of people, Hassan got invited to the DNC.
Yeah, no, I wasn't paid. They would have wasted all their money on me.
This is different. This is high-profile liberal influencers who were being paid on the side, but were not allowed to tell their audiences. So they were secretly being paid to push what the party wanted them to say or didn't want them to say.
Well, it didn't work, did it? It didn't work, did it?
It didn't work.
No.
And now you have people like David Pakman who are scrambling today to be like, the people who have said they're unsubscribing, who are not following me, they're not even members of my community.
Wait, was David paid?
Yes, of course.
Oh my.
Yeah, he's one of the bigger names on here.
Look, for those of you that don't know, I used to be very, very liberal, and I would say like, oh, we need somebody in the party that's a little bit more,
no matter who.
Yeah, vote blue, no matter who type thing. And look, what I've realized is now I've been in my third or fourth election cycle as a American voter, and I realized that nothing really changes, and the Democratic Party has done nothing but sort of capitulate to the right election after election, and they really stand for absolutely nothing. I mean, you saw it in the last election. Kamala Harris is running on building the wall, which is what she essentially had Trump's platform in 2016. So look, I don't think Gavin Newsom is the answer to the Democratic Party by any means.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, people are falling for it. I can tell you that. Like, on one hand, my parents are completely like all about what Bernie Sanders has to say and everything like that. And yes, this is what we need. But then they fall for the rhetoric. They fall for Gavin Newsom.
I don't know if it's going to work. And here's the thing, y'all. Also, now Austin is being paid by the billionaire leftists, and that is why he is now jumped ship.
That's right.
That's why he's now a goddamn commie, okay? Because these commie billionaires are funding him.
That's right.
Yeah. Blue Sky loves Newsom. If the Democratic Party continues to push the establishment, continues to offer up nothing but aesthetics, it's not working. They are at a 30-year low popularity. They are so unpopular. People are so fucking tired of the party, and they're acting in ways that really feel antithetical to winning. And I think the fact that this shit didn't work at all, right? This is one example of how they are now trying to do the alternative media strategy. They're trying to get influencers. They're like, wow, this has really worked for Republicans. And maybe we got to do this too. In the same way that they look at Zohran Mamdani's massive win in the primary and all the excitement he's generating, they're like, oh, the one way to replicate this is we gotta do his social media campaign the way he's doing it. And that's not why he won. Like, his social media team is great, and it's a very effective part of getting his messaging out, but Zohran Mamdani is not a popular candidate because he's really good at social media. But the Democrats don't fucking understand it. They are allergic to winning because they suck. They suck.
They are beholden to the same billionaire
Yes.
class that the Republicans are, which is why they will continue to try and message their way out of, or social media their way out of.
Yes, and they want to hold on to power, but do nothing with that power, because why would they?
Well, that's the thing, is like what's crazy, Caroline, is I actually believe that in 2028 that there is a chance they could win, even with this platform. There's a chance. Like, there is a chance that they could win, and then guess what? In 4 years they're gonna fucking lose again. You know?
Well, that's
they'll lose again in 4 years. They're just kicking the can down the road, you know?
Kicking the can down the road. Yes, they do feel entitled to that power. And they will treat leftists, they treat progressives as their biggest ops, and that should tell you everything. The fact that liberals will view progressives as their number one enemy should tell you who they are, what they stand for. You know?
Yeah, no, 100%. What's your take on the? Do you think we'll have an election again?
Do I think we'll have an election again?
I mean, they've got to at least be putting up the idea of the illusion of the election.
Yeah. Well, I said, and maybe people were like, don't say that because then it's not going to come true. I think Trump might die in the next year.
Yeah. I mean,
and then people were like, evil never dies. Evil never dies. And it's like, okay, Trump dies and then we get JD Vance. It's not like it's great.
No, I will say this, people forget that. I mean, I worked in an old folks home when I was a teenager, and I've been around elderly people a lot of my life. My grandparents were very old when I was a young man, and I have old grandparents. If they were still alive, they'd be in their hundreds. Elderly people, they can turn very quickly, and I mean very quickly, and decline very fast, especially the ones that are clinically obese and have an array of health problems. Like, you know, one day, you know, it's seriously, when you're that old, it's a day-by-day thing, truly.
So you agree? You think Trump's going to be dead soon?
I would never. I'm not saying that I don't know, but I'm just saying when you're that old, I mean, every day, you know, you never know.
You never know. And
I'm not.
Also,
Yeah,
a good point to be made is we will have elections, but the reason that they are going so extra hard right now on redistricting, right, on voter suppression, which is something that they've done for a long time, is because they're trying to shore up the midterms.
Yeah, well, they're trying to do everything they can so that at least people will accept.
They want to make it as hard as possible for your vote to matter. For your vote to count, and for you to be able to vote in the first place.
The Democrats are going to, are they going to be able to successfully combat this?
Well, I mean, that's one thing that Newsom is trying to do in California now, and Trump's like, I'm going to sue Newsom for doing in California what we're doing in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I wrong for thinking Vance would be worse because he would be able to use the desk popularity as a way to advance the word? I mean, Vance
he's
is a little
evil
bit more,
in different ways, you know?
He's more eloquent, but I also think he's like insufferably, like he's got no charisma whatsoever. And he's not going to have that same, he's not telegenic and likable like to the base that like Trump is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about the couch fucker.
Yeah, he's a couch fucker. He's ugly, you know. He looks like he was bullied. You know what I mean?
No, he should have been bullied more.
Well, I know, but he's got that bully me face, you know? So like nobody likes a guy that looks like that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, even Republicans are, you know. I don't think
he has the popularity that Trump has, but as far as being evil as Trump, yes.
Is it wishful thinking? I mean, like, I don't know, like, to some extent, like, do you think that a large percentage of Trump's base is going to disengage after he leaves politics?
Well, that's a good question. We have seen what happens with other candidates who try and use the MAGA base, and it's not a guaranteed success. I don't think I think some people who are total Trump cultists might, unless someone is put forth who they are like, will form a cult around as well. So I don't know. I think when Trump is no longer in power, it will just create a vacuum for the next Trump to come in and try and seize on his base, try and fill the Trump hole. They got to fill the hole. Although, like Hassan says, Tucker Carlson has the charisma intelligence to take over. Yeah, but Tucker Carlson, I don't know. I mean, he's in a pretty cozy position. I'm not saying that he wouldn't ever run for office, but
I think isn't the natural heir to the throne JD Vance? I mean, at least that's the way
I think that's what JD Vance thinks. I think that's why he wanted to be vice president. Also, Trump ripped down and humiliated all the people around him, so no real successor will be found. They will likely try to form around Donald Trump Jr. or something. Can you imagine like a Stephen Miller emerges from his dungeons where he's crafting the most inhumane policies? Fuck.
God, that guy is so gross. He's like cartoonishly evil.
Oh, he's one of those guys that has been evil forever.
He looks like a Nazi.
You know, in high school, he ran for like student council.
Nazi class president?
Yes, he was doing this shit when he was in high school and everyone thought he was a loser.
God. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
I know.
Really? So what was he doing?
What was he doing? He was pushing he grew up in Southern California, and in high school he was pushing his anti-immigrant shit and was like running on wait, let me see if I can. Okay, yeah, here. Oh my God, I just found letter to the editor. Political correctness out of control by Stephen Miller. My name is Stephen Miller. I'm a 16-year-old junior at Santa Monica High School. And I was recently a guest on the Larry Elder Show to discuss the rampant political correctness that has consumed Santa Monica High School and the entire Santa Monica Malibu Unified School District. Yet he was not a popular person, FYI, because he was annoying as shit. When I entered Santa Monica High School in 9th grade, I noticed a number of students lacked basic English skills. There are usually very few, if any, Hispanic students in my honors classes, despite the large number of Hispanic students that attend our school. So, yeah, he's been a little shit buck forever. And he is somebody.
At least one would hope that on Veterans Day or Thanksgiving, students are taught about our brave U.S. soldiers or the courageous pilgrims. Oh my God.
Sadly, my school has forgotten all of this. This is why we do nothing for American holidays, but everything for Mexican holidays. Really? I don't think that's true, Stephen.
I don't think that's true.
This is why history teachers denounce the U.S. as wickedly imperialistic.
Really? Do they really think that?
Some supplementing standard history text with something comfortably more liberal. This is why teachers insult and demean the president. This is why we invited a Muslim leader to the school to explain the splendor of Islam, but no such proclamation was ever made about America. If you feel like me that political correctness has crossed the line, call the school or the district. Ask them to leave their liberal agendas at the front gate. Enough politics. It's time for common sense. This is all because a Mexican girl turned him down, apparently. I have not heard that before, but I'm totally willing to believe that.
We're on board.
I will so believe that.
We're so on board.
Oh God. Yeah, so he's always just been a little fucker.
A little fuck, yeah.
Sounds like what are you doing with the rest of your day?
What am I doing with the rest of my day? I am
You going to the gym? You
I'm going to go to the gym.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I've been going to the gym.
Really?
Yes. Will finally, after all these years, has convinced me of the mecca that is the gym.
You know, I feel like, look, the gym is my sanctuary. I love going to the gym. Actually, you know what? I fucking don't. I fucking hate the gym, Caroline. I just like the way I look, okay? I like the way I look. I fucking hate the gym. It's miserable. You go in there, you fucking lift weights, you work. Like, it sucks. I hate it. I fucking hate it. It's hard work. You're just moving shit, and people are smelly and loud, and it's fucking hot, and it's work. It's fucking work, and I hate it. I just want to look good. I am so thankful that, like, I just get the health benefits from, like, if you need, like, it's so great that, like, to look good, you kind of have to eat. You have to eat well, and you have to work out, which is healthy. I am so thankful that that's the case.
Yes.
Because otherwise, I would not be a healthy person.
Yo, the difference, Will loves it though. He loves the gym. He loves the working out.
Will is a psychopath.
He loves every part of it.
I like when it's done.
It's his favorite thing. No, he likes the beginning, the middle, and the end.
I like when it's done. You know what I mean? I like when it's finished.
Yeah. When it's like, okay. Also, I am a gun owner now. I am. I have 2 guns.
You do? Really?
Well, you know, 2 guns that I carry on me at all times.
Yeah. Like me.
Welcome
me
to
too.
the gun. Welcome to the gun show.
Me too. Oh, I thought you actually had a weapon.
No, wait.
Like,
do you actually have a gun? That's not your biceps?
God, no. No. I'm genuinely afraid to have a weapon because I would shoot the wrong person.
Oh.
That's why I cannot own one. I cannot. I'm too paranoid.
Oh my God.
I'm too paranoid. You know.
Like you would just start blasting.
I'd be the type, like, I'd walk in and I'd light up my surprise birthday party.
It's like the Key and Peele sketch.
Twitch streamer Austin Show
murders all of his friends.
Murders all of his friends at surprise birthday party.
Yeah, like Christian comes in, hey babe.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Christian, no.
Yeah.
Like when he's, I mean, we've all seen Austin play shooting games.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah, exactly.
His first kill being me, his partner.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, anyway, Caroline, I do need to go to the gym actually.
Okay, well, enjoy the gains.
Thank you.
Remember,
very
it's
much.
all
I
about the
appreciate it,
gains.
Caroline. It really is all about it.
You got to keep those Fansly pics.
I support you and your gym journey as well.
Thank you.
But you look great. Caroline, you are so hot.
Oh, my love.
You really are. You are such a beautiful, gorgeous woman. And Caroline, I'm not just saying that either. Okay, because if
you could sell me on anything,
if you weren't gorgeous, I'd say, hey, Caroline, you got to step it up. You know what I mean? That's what I'd say. I'd say, hey, Caroline, it's time to step it up. But
it's time to be hot.
You are absolutely stunning, captivating, right? Stunning, captivating.
I think.
Does Will tell you that?
Sometimes. Not as much as you do. You sending me all those little Instagram videos.
I do. Let me see. Let me check our DMs.
Send this to the most beautiful girl you know, and she owes you pizza.
Is that what it says? Okay, let me see.
Sometimes they say that.
Caroline, let me look at CarolineKwan. I'm gonna go to our DMs. CarolineKwan. Last DMs was, send this to the prettiest girl you know, and it's a golden retriever dancing with a rose. And then I responded with hot to one of your photos. And then the other one is, send this to the pretty girl you know, she owes you French toast. And then the other one was, you and me on the prettiest Italian village ? And then send this to the prettiest person you know, and it's like a big sky with rainbows. And then, who is the most beautiful woman in the universe? And it's Trump pointing at you. And then name a girl that you can have no makeup and still be top #1 prettiest. Oh, yeah. Send this to the prettiest girl you know. She owes you pizza.
Yeah, so we have to take an Italian vacation and feast.
We do.
That is what I owe you.
We do. Well, Caroline, you have a wonderful stream.
I love you. I'll see you soon.
I love you too. We'll see you very soon. And we'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
That was Austin's show, everybody. Reformed liberal. Reformed liberal Austin show. Midwestern Last, thank you for the tier 1. Tabby Alleycat, thank you for the tier 1. The prettier you are, the more you owe. The more food that you owe. Okay, so let us continue here.
For years, I've been saying...
Let us continue here with David Pakman scrambling to try and make excuses for the fact that he was being secretly paid.
The left needs to organize independent media in the way that the right has been doing. The left needs to fund independent
creators. Does this man think he's on the left?
The way that the right does. The right has won even arguably president.
You want to know what makes you a leftist? When you're not being funded. That is what makes you an actual leftist. When you are not getting secret funding. So all of this, like the left needs to have an economy, a network of donors funding leftists. The reason we don't have that is because we're leftists, brother. What is confusing? Like, there is the reason that the right is so well funded compared to the left is because of the differences in political beliefs. Do you think that billionaires, do you think that corporations are going to be funding leftist political commentators? No.
Presidential elections, because they're organized with regard to online and independent media. They're killing us.
It's fine to take funds, but they should not be conditional on what you can talk about. Yes, and I've said this multiple times. Like, if you already advocate for something and then you are offered a partnership with a group that is that is aligned with what you already preach, what you already advocate for. That's different than being secretly paid to push a very specific agenda for the establishment.
We've been so behind, and this kind of support for creators is exactly what I've been advocating for. Now, the article is riddled with inaccuracies, and they're not minor inaccuracies. First and foremost, this group has nothing to do with the DNC. People writing saying, the Democratic Party is telling people what to say. At its base, the group has nothing to do with the DNC, period. Number two, I do not get clearance for anything I say. I do not run interview questions by anyone at Chorus. I don't tell Chorus when I'm going to be doing an interview. Not a single segment I have done. Not a single question I've ever asked.
Here's the thing, too, me when I lie. How can anyone be expected to believe what he's saying when he has already demonstrated that he is a sketchy motherfucker? that he was not disclosing, because that was part of the stipulations for being paid by Chorus, is that you could not disclose that you were a part of this. So now he's trying to be like, oh, none of the interviews I've done have had to go through Chorus, which, as we know, per Taylor's reporting, was a part of the clause. Is this shit? Why else would they be paying these creators? They're not paying them to say whatever they want to say. They're paying them to have control over these liberal influencers and their audiences. That's why they funded this. That's why they funded this group to pay these influencers.
Asked a guest has anything to do with Chorus. They don't tell me what to talk about. They don't tell me who to interview. They don't tell me how to cover a story. There are no restrictions of any kind on my content.
Okay, and here's the thing. If that is true, let's say, well, that still does not mean that he's not being compromised, because in order to be funded by a group like this, you cannot say certain things to begin with. There's a reason that leftists are not being funded by this group, because by just the fact that as a leftist, you're probably advocating for politics that are antithetical, in opposition to the party's agenda. You're not going to be funded. So him trying to kind of do a runaround here and be like, oh, well, nothing that I said was, I had to run through them. They didn't dictate. Yeah, but I don't think that's true. But even if that were true, it does not mean that you are still being inauthentic and that you are still like not pushing talking points and an agenda that is going to attract or that's going to align you with the interests of this chorus group. His excuse is also really bad. He's used Tim Pool's excuse of, they never told me what to say. I just naturally sound like a sellout and they decided to pay me for it. Yeah, like either way, he looks like a piece of shit. Girl, the sun's up. You live? Girl, I've been up since 8 a.m. I'm a morning person. No, I'm not. I'm not a morning person now. But I'm playing some Among Us in about 30 minutes, so I figured I would just stream before. Also, Cutie, have you been stealing my forks? Because I found out that you're a fork stealer and my forks have all been my forks are all MIA. So questions need to be asked. Answers need to be given. You love forks? Yeah, well, it's not hard to do the math. Cutie loves forks. My forks are always disappearing. Cutie steals forks. Put that together.
Never covered a story because Cora suggested I do it. I've never not covered a story because Cora suggested I not do it. There is no content relationship of any kind. So what does
I need
Cora
to see some of the comments here. You took money and got caught. That's what happened. I've really enjoyed your commentary and think you have great takes, but the lack of coverage in Gaza honestly turns me away now, regardless of the validity of the article. So how is Chorus funded? Why no disclosure? I wonder at what point this is illegal. Not really sure what they're paying you for. If it's just about mentoring you somehow, why did it have to be a secret then? If it's all about mentorship and legal help, etc. You're not losing. But remember, these people are not David Pakman fans. They're not subscribers. They're just all ops. Okay, they're outside actors. This person, you're not losing me. That's the only David Pakman, the only real fan here. He just does not get it. OMG.
They run technical trainings, how to produce content, how to make your operation more efficient. How do you take a small shop of 1, 2, or 3 people and put content out on multiple platforms the way I've been doing successfully for decades? They set up mentorship relationships between larger creators like me and small up-and-coming creators who are looking to do content, which is something I've said for years we need to be doing. They do advocacy trainings. They do media trainings. How do you deal with adversarial media?
Okay. Too Raw to Muriel made a response video to it. Okay, let's see.
You caught me like Colonel Mustard in the library with a candlestick. You got the clue, girl. You did it. This is what we talking about, real journalism. I'm talking about she's giving Diane Sawyer a run for her motherfucking money.
What is it? Diane, tell me.
Okay.
Did you know? Did you really know? Did you really know?
No, you know.
My God, on Today, more drama and false allegations. Taylor Lorenz is spreading misinformation like crazy about content creators. By the way, as you'll note, in the piece repeatedly, Taylor wrote, Wired has confirmed. Do you think that this is just Taylor on her own? You don't think that she has editors? You don't think that there are other people at Wired who are independently confirming this to be true? You think this is just a Taylor Lorenz hit piece? No, it's not.
Oh, thank you.
Let me start off by saying this. Taylor Lorenz, you're a piece of shit, and I don't know how you can call yourself a journalist without even doing a lick of fucking research. You're just thirsty. So I want you to drink this.
Also, he's holding a mug that says Vote Blue.
You said in your article that we are not allowed to disclose the fact that we are cohorts of chorus. If that's the case, then why did it November 20th, to be precise, 2 weeks after the election, I had a donation link and a video disclosing the fact that I was trying to partner up with Chorus where we were trying to get funding. There was a donation link and it's still up there in my bio. This isn't breaking news. My followers know.
He's saying he was trying to get funding with Chorus. Isn't that what he just said here?
Donation link and a video disclosing the fact that I was trying to partner up with Chorus where we were trying to get funding. There was a donation link and it's still up there.
He's... I think that wording there is not accidental. That he's like, look, I said I was trying to. And also, though, it's a matter of examining who is funding Chorus.
In my bio. This isn't breaking news. My followers know. Everybody knows. We hosted forums. I'm confused on how this is news. And secondly, you wrote about Chorus before. Did you not write an article saying that they weren't paying content creators, Chorus isn't doing anything, that content creators feel like they're not getting paid, they're doing free labor, this, that, and the other? So which one is it? Are we getting paid? Are we not getting paid?
Oh, you mean that as more information comes out, as there are people who are involved in this attesting to the validity of the article, that things aren't able to change? Inside the Democrats' struggle to win over creators.
Before. Did you not write an article saying that they weren't paying content creators? Really no. Thirdly, and apparently, we're not allowed to bash Democrats or actually give them any type of constructive criticism. However, I swear I'd be on damn Bernie Sanders' ass like flies on shit. I do recall my video going...
I'm so sorry. Is he trying to say him attacking Bernie Sanders is indicative of the fact that he's clearly not beholden to protecting the party's interests? Really? Bernie Sanders, who is an independent, FYI, but who also has been a thorn in the Democratic Party's side, which is why, too, Sanders supporters, leftists, were frustrated at how much Bernie was in the last election, lining up with Biden and Harris and whatever. We don't have to get into those arguments, but I that's so crazy. It's crazy to be like, excuse me, you think I don't come for the Democrats? Hello, I have been on Bernie Sanders' ass for as long as you've been alive.
Viral of what the fuck Chuck when I called him out about the continuing resolution and how he did not hold the motherfucking line with the rest of the damn Democrats in the House. Cause motherfuckers like this will not get the job done. How can you sit here and say that you care about us, but you're selling us to Elon Musk and Donald Trump? I don't see how you can say that you care about Medicaid and you care about...
I think what's happening here, because David Pakman, I think, made the same point, is they're trying to say because 100% of what they do as their content is not, it's not 100% that's being run through Chorus, then therefore there's no compromised. They're not being compromised. They're not being like, this is not unethical. This is not sketchy at all.
Veterans and all these other things, but you said that you're gonna vote for this shit. What are we doing?
Yeah, this is trying to redirect. This is trying to redirect from the issues that have arisen from Taylor's piece.
I'm confused. Nothing you're saying is making any sense, and my platform shows something of the contrary, ma'am. Ain't been nothing but full transparency over here, sis. Seems like you're just a saltine salad. Eat you a salad, sis. You're not yourself when you're hungry. Make sure you get a lot of croutons and some ranch dressing to match your complexion, because that's really what it comes down to.
This is gross, too.
Y'all are so used to content creation.
It's like, okay, you cannot effectively counter the facts in this piece, so now you're just going to do misogyny?
reporters with bad
now we're just going for hits on appearance.
There's always doing shit for free, and y'all don't think that we deserve the funding when the mere fact of the matter is people rely on influencers, particular content creators, to get their news because we understand that corporate media isn't reliable anymore. This is like the second failed article that you wrote about Torres.
Yeah, okay, corporate media, mainstream media no longer being the primary way people, especially young people, are getting their news. Do you think that means that corporations haven't moved into alternative media? Do you think that that means that big money is not powering alternative media sources? What the fuck? You cannot sit here and pretend as if you are truly independent of the Democratic Party's corporate interests, the same corporate interests that the Republican Party shares.
And since you don't know shit about it, let me tell you about it. Chorus is a cohort working with content creators for us to get trained and paid.
See, they keep saying this training thing. They're like, it's a mentorship program. Wait, what does that remind me of? It's like, it's like the line from, Miss Congeniality. It's a scholarship program.
The training is so that we can be better. I swore my videos have gotten better. Better set piece, better lighting, a motherfucking microphone. All because we're sharing fucking ideas. Are we all doing the same type of videos?
That's
no.
it. Chorus is there to make sure that your tech equipment is better so that your content looks better.
Are we all talking about the same thing? No. I talk about the shit that I want to talk about. I'm not obligated to do any video other than what I want.
Also, are you able to upgrade your equipment because you're being paid?
So everything she's saying is bullshit because you know white women love to lie. But the thing that's concerning me is this white woman's lie might put people like me and other content creators.
No, don't. Okay, what he's trying to do, Idpol here. No, this is so fucking nasty. This is so nasty to be like, this white woman is coming for me. Look at me, and then realize who's the enemy here. Are you going to trust this evil white woman? We all know the role that white women have played in patriarchal capitalism. Okay?
In danger.
All right, let's finish reading this piece. Okay. And how come there are creators who turn this down? You know, that's what stands out to me in this piece as well. There are creators who were approached by Chorus, had concerns, and ultimately turned it down. So if this was really just a mentorship program, if this was really just making sure that like your equipment to make your content is up to the standards, then why were people so concerned that they turned it down? It didn't have to do with being like leftist. It didn't have to do with having political beliefs that are that are in opposition to what the Democratic Party is pushing. The goal of Chorus, according to a fundraising deck obtained by Wired, is to build new infrastructure to fund independent progressive voices online at scale. I hate that they keep calling it progressive voices. That's really annoying. The creators who join the incubator are expected to attend regularly advocacy trainings and daily messaging check-ins. Those messaging check-ins are led by Cohen on rapid response days. The creators also have to attend at least 2 Chorus newsroom events per month. Elizabeth Dubois, an assistant professor and university research chair in politics, communication, and technology at the University of Ottawa, who has researched the ways that influencers are reshaping the U.S. political system, says that we are seeing influencers being pulled into these dark campaigns or shadow campaigns where the legal aspect is murky at best. Sometimes it's actually clear that influencers are being used to, for example, evade spending limits. I think that we need to remember that for democracy to thrive, we do need transparency around who is paying for political messages. Don Hyder, the chief executive of the Markula Center for Applied Ethics at Santa Clara University, says that the outline restrictions violate ethical norms. If the contract for getting money from a particular interest group says you can't disclose it, then it's pretty simple. You can't take the money. We're living in an era where a lot of powerful people have basically taken the rule book and thrown it out the window. Gee, what is the connotation of the name chorus? Different voices singing the same song? Yeah, that's a good point. Keith Edwards, a Democratic content creator who has skyrocketed to fame on YouTube since starting his channel last year, was not invited to be part of the program, but believes the way it was structured seems predatory. He says that he would never agree to take part in a program that was run in secret or wouldn't allow him to disclose funding. What I don't understand is why wouldn't you just donate to creators directly who have already built something and just need to put gasoline on the fire? Democrats at least understand that the internet exists now, so that's good. But they still think influencers are just there to do a terrible direct-to-camera interview that no one watches rather than just treating us like another form of media. The influencers offered the funding were given just days to sign the contract, which was essentially presented on a take-it-or-leave-it basis. At least one cohort was specifically told they could not have their lawyers redline it. In the group chat forum to discuss contract negotiations, some creators discussed a clause prohibiting the disparagement of other creators. Not being able to criticize anyone else affiliated with Chorus felt restrictive to some, according to text messages posted to the chat. Also, not allowing their lawyers to look at it? Come on, this is not rocket science. This is not rocket science. Random question since I saw A24 in your stream title, but have you seen Nisa too? I have not yet. I heard it's big in China though. This is sketchy on so many levels. Eventually, the creators in the group that agreed to drop the issues they had. I don't think Chorus is out to screw us. Orland's a creator who was offered $8K per month, said in the group chat. Oh, really? Some influencers for Chorus Creator Incubator Program were offered as little as $250 per month, according to one creator who declined to accept the deal, while others were offered membership into the Amplifier cohort, which provides up to $8,000 per month. Sean DeBlack! Sean! Thank you so much for the raid, and congratulations on being number 26 on the Rolling Stone most influential creators list, which is very true and real. Honestly, they should have put you ahead of Mr. Beast. Anon, thank you for the gifted sub. I can't believe Sean was number 26 and not higher. It didn't have a higher placement. It's very rude. It's so rude. That's what I'm saying. Sean, I do have something else to say, though, and I'm really sorry to take away if you thought this was something you had done, but I do believe that I responded to Mr. Beast before you, and I am, I'm kind of taking credit for the fact that he deleted that tweet. Sorry. I'm sorry. I just... I did respond to him, and then he did delete the tweet. So yeah, no, that's true. I was late on my farming. No, I think it was the fact that he was being shit on by everyone on the internet. I love that Mr. Beast went, ooh, who's this loser? Haha. Everyone knows Mr. Beast, and therefore everyone loves Mr. Beast. So I'm going to be like, get a load of this. Get a load of this guy. And then the rest of the internet was like, no, go fuck yourself. Oh, yeah, Mr. Beast, we know who you are, and we don't care for you. It was two icons maximizing their joint slay. Blood thought he was on the team. I know. He really did. And he was reminded that no, he's not on the team. Yeah, because Mr. Beast may have a cajillion subscribers. He may have the most YouTube subscribers that anyone will ever have. But Caleb Heron has she-they shooters. And you simply cannot beat that. You cannot have more influence than someone who has she-they shooters, and those shooters were activated. The Twitter lesbians are already activated because of the Renee Rapp thing. We are ready to pounce for Caleb. Yeah. Yes. Sarah McPoopy, thank you for the 2 months. Okay, Sean Raiders, we are we are at the end of covering the piece that Taylor Lorenz wrote for Wired about the dark money group funding your favorite liberal influencers. And we took a look at David Pakman and Too Raw, Too Real's responses. And let's just say they continue to be full of shit. Okay, so this piece is detailing this group, this chorus group that has positioned itself as a nonprofit in order to skirt the legal disclosures for funding these liberal influencers. Wait, Too Raw responded, yeah, and it's awful, of course. He basically resorted to just doing misogyny and also trying to be like, this evil white woman is coming for me, is you know, this is an effort to deplatform people like me. That's what he was resorting to, because he knows that he knows that he can't actually deny the reporting here, even when he was trying to. Yeah, that sounds on brand for him. Yeah, here, I'll play the end of this so you can see.
This is like the second failed article that you wrote about Chorus. And since you don't know shit about it, let me tell you about it. Chorus is a cohort working with content creators for us to get trained and paid. And the training is so that we can be better. I swore my videos have gotten better. Better set piece, better lighting, a motherfucking microphone. All because we're sharing fucking ideas. Are we all doing the same type of videos? No. Are we all talking about the same thing? No. I talk about the shit that I want to talk about. I'm not obligated to do any video other than what I want to do. So everything she's saying is bullshit, because you know white women love to lie. But the thing that's concerning me is this white woman's lie might put people like me and other content creators in danger.
Shut up. Without that $8K a month, I wouldn't be able to afford the Too Raw, Too Real sign. To be fair, Davey Boy here stole a set from Majority Report and decided to be such a fence-sitting loser in Gaza. Hope he gets his. Yeah, so Too Raw, Too Real decided to focus on shitting on Taylor Lorenz personally. David Pakman, of course, threw Hassan Piker's name out there because he knows that Hassan is disliked by a lot of liberals in the content creator world because do I need to spell out the reasons? But yeah, he was also intentionally trying to divert away from the heat he's getting here by being like, yeah, you know, Hassan and others covered this on stream and I can't pretend to know what's going on in their heads, but I'm going to tell you the actual truth. He sounds like the girl you know from high school defending why she joined an MLM. Listen, it's not a scheme, okay? It's not a scheme. We're just selling protein powder. Doesn't everyone love protein powder? It's not one of those MLMs, I promise. In 2018, the 1630 Fund provided $141 million to more than 100 left-leaning causes in order to bolster Democratic support during the midterms, according to a tax filing obtained by Politico. In 2020, the fund distributed more than $400 million, according to the organization's public tax filing, which Politico said was used in efforts to unseat then-President Donald Trump and Republican Senate majority. Oh no. Oh no. Oh gosh. Oh, we've been invaded. We've been invaded. Mike, thank you for the raid. Oh no, not the Congress. Oh. Well, first off, I have to announce that yes, I have been paid by Chorus, but really it's just so I can have the great setup here. Because Chorus has just taught me how to be a better streamer. They've taught me how to plug my cable into the motherboard. I have static noise constantly in my microphone because something is going on. So really all I have, yes, they have paid me $100,000 a month, but I'm being mentored. That's it. And also I am learning tech so that I can independently create of my own free will with my own totally authentic opinions. And that's it. That's how you know I'm not being paid. My stream looks terrible. Well, you know, if you were being paid by Chorus, it's really not a problem whatsoever, especially considering you wouldn't be disclosing that, because it would just ensure that you had a better looking stream. Jessica, thank you for the 4 months. Dom K, thank you for the Prime. Flex the Red, thank you for the Tier 1. 3 months. VO, thank you for the 26 months. Ahem. Did David Pacman not check your OBS is configured correctly? I guess not. Nope. Nope. Is the fly paid by Chorus? Be honest. So the fly was paid by Chorus, but as you've noted, the fly is not currently around, and that's because their contract ended. All this time we thought you were calling Nico, but you were actually calling David Pacman. Yes, Nico is a nickname for David. Okay, let me get through this. Oh shit, I have to jump onto AMongus soon. Okay, I want to finish this piece though. Chorus, which is described in contracts reviewed by Wired as a project of the 1630 fund that handles operations for the Creator Program, launched in November 2024 as a nonprofit arm of Good Influence, a for-profit influencer marketing agency aimed at helping content creators connect with social good campaigns. Good Influence was founded in October 2020 by Stuart Perlmutter, the former communications director for Representative John Yarmouth of Kentucky. Seeing an opportunity after Kamala Harris's loss last November, Perlmutter co-founded Chorus with Democrat. Oh, wait a second. I was like, where does Brian Tyler Cohen factor into this?
I am
Bro, he's the fucking co-founder of Chorus. Okay, that's how he factors into it. I got it. Brian Tyler Cohen, who has over 4.6 million subscribers on YouTube and leads messaging check-ins for the creator cohort on rapid response days. According to records reviewed by Wired, Chorus claims that its initial creator cohort has a collective audience of more than 40 million followers, with more than 100 million weekly viewers, and that the organization has hundreds of creators signed up and ready to amplify messaging. Well, guess what? They still fucking lost. The question I have, did any of these creators speak out on Gaza? As far as I know, David and BTC didn't. No, not to my understanding. And if they did, it was very much in a liberal Zionist way. Like Brian Tyler Cohen, I think, I swear he was like doing something with the Pod Johns. I think he went on Pod Save or did something with one of them. And I remember he mentioned Gaza, but it was very like Hamas evil, but starving kids not good. So if they do mention Gaza, it's in a very liberal Zionist way, which is, of course, representing the Democratic Party. Yeah. Paying crazy money to amplify the shittiest messaging and have it not work. I've spent most of my career researching right-wing media and sounding the alarms about the collapse of our old information environment. Ellie Langford, the director of programming at Chorus, said on a Zoom call with dozens of creators in June. Our political systems haven't been able to figure out a real solution, and I've been really excited to see you all treading the path forward. I deeply, deeply believe that the work you all are doing is what's going to make the difference in supporting and, frankly, resuscitating our democracy. No, I don't think it is. While some creators have been eager to work with Chorus, others distrust the organization. This spring, Chorus faced a wave of backlash from prominent content creators whose images were included in the firm's fundraising decks without permission. You mean it continues to be sketchy? It continues to get sketchier? I was included on some of Chorus's decks like, "We have access to V when you do not," said V Spahar, a liberal content creator with over 3.5 million followers on TikTok. The faces of several well-known influencers were featured prominently on the Chorus website beneath a giant donate button. However, users who clicked the button were taken to a fundraising page for Chorus instead of anywhere their dollars would go directly to the creators featured. Also bad that the donate is to funnel money back into this group. Progressive YouTuber and former Media Matters staffer Kat Abu, who's running for Congress in Illinois, was pictured on Chorus's website and included in fundraising decks without her consent. She asked that her name and image be removed and no longer used for fundraising purposes. Spehar and other content creators have accused Chorus of attempting to establish themselves as a gatekeeper to Democratic political leaders. What we need is for people to invest in independent media, and that doesn't necessarily mean investing in a consulting group that's going to become a middleman for independent media. Also, make no mistake, Chorus is a for-profit, okay? There's no way Brian Tyler Cohen and the other dude who co-founded it are doing so simply to just funnel all of that money back into these creators on behalf of the Democratic Party. It is absolutely with the intent of making profit, which is why they have that donate button too. Deanie, thank you for the bits. Several influencers who doggedly defended Chorus throughout that controversy, including Elizabeth Booker Houston, a Democratic comedian and content creator on Instagram, and Ali O'Brien, a progressive creator with more than 600,000 followers on TikTok, were involved in membership talks for the highest paid tier in Chorus's new creator incubator program. They did not respond to requests for comment. Still, some creators heard about the 1630 Fund and Chorus funding initiative and applied to join. Hold on a sec. One creator named Chesko, who goes by the Speech Prof online, applied to join the program because he viewed it as an opportunity to get access to people that have funding or backing and actual research that I could use. Ultimately, he wasn't accepted and received an email on June 26 rejecting his application. We are planning to bring more creators into the incubator program in the near future, Chorus wrote. We're almost done here. The structure of the program highlights the vast differences between how Democrats and Republicans attempt to amass online influence. Republicans have spent decades building up a powerful independent media ecosystem through the right-wing influencer world, though the right-wing influencer world is far from transparent. In September 2024, a federal indictment alleged that the Russian state-sponsored network RT was covertly providing millions in funding to Tenet Media, a company working with major right-wing influencers including Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, and Lauren Southern. In 2024, the National Republican Congressional Committee spent nearly $500,000 on working with Creator Grid, an influencer marketing company whose website says that it connects Republican candidates with the internet's most powerful conservative influencers, according to analysis of campaign finance filings from the Washington Post. Stephen Buckley, a digital media sociologist at City St. George's, University of London, says these sorts of programs have been happening in the right wing for ages. But Hyder said that the structure of the 1630 Fund deal raises the question, is it ethical to match the tactics of your opponents? Do you know what's also so obnoxious about this is, like, as I said, the Democratic Party and their liberal sycophantic mouthpieces, they are always attacking the left, and they treat progressives as their actual enemy. And so it's not just a matter of matching the tactics of how the right fuels their ecosystem. It's that money is also being used to squash progressives, to attack, to attack people like Zohran Mamdani, to attack leftist voices, which we are far outnumbered. The Democrats appear to have no real counter to this system. Democrats miss the next generation of media, said Brendan Gahan, co-founder of influencer marketing agency Creator Authority. Historically, they owned Hollywood, but this next generation of influence is digital, and they've miscalculated that. I don't think they feel comfortable in arenas where they lack control. I see so many TikToks that are like, I don't like Gavin Newsom, and all the comments are, this is why Kamala lost. Yeah, I'm just not excited for a repeat of the same shit, where if you don't like Gavin Newsom, well, then you love MAGA, you love fascism, you are supporting Donald Trump, you are the enemy. It's bringing creators into the establishment, trying to strip them of their independence while maintaining their popularity on a shallow level. Yes, indeed. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Where is... Can you send the Discord link? Hold on a second. Trying to remember how to get into this Among Us group. Even if Gavin wins, it's just setting this whole cycle up again with a Trump 3.0 clone eventually. It's just establishment candidates, people on people who are center left, who are pushing the party's agenda. It's not appealing to people. It's not going to excite voters. They need and deserve something that is much more. And the thing is, it's like Zohran Mamdani is not some radical. What he has proposed in New York City is very doable and has been done before. He is not pushing any policies that are like, oh my God, we've never seen or heard of these before. For some reason. Okay, what is this? Oh, got it. Oh, okay, wait, got it. Okay, go to server. Hello. Okay, I found that. We're good. Good there. God forbid we actually have good people to vote for instead of the lazy and awful Dems we have now. I know. All right, y'all. So, sorry, I once again have not gotten to covering the continued mubi backlash and then the A24 backlash over their going full steam ahead with this AI division. I really want to cover that, so I'll probably have to do it tomorrow. I also didn't get to watching any clips of evil ass Ritchie Torres, but yeah, essentially, long story short, short story short, Ritchie Torres continues to be a soulless piece of shit. Just a really massive shit stain. And I wrote this on Twitter, but I think the thing that really stood out to me is just how perfectly he demonstrates somebody who has sold his soul for power and money and to maintain that power and to maintain that money. This is a guy who stands for nothing except his own bottom line, right? He only cares about where his checks are coming from. He does not give a shit otherwise. And I think, I mean, we already knew this about him, but I think this should hopefully seal the deal. If anyone else out there, if there's anybody out there who's still like, no, I think Ritchie Torres. No. The difference between Torres and Coates talking about their first time in Palestine was very stark. Yes, indeed. Okay, give me 1 second. All right, so I am switching gears. I'm already 13 minutes late to Among Us. We are jumping in. I am playing Among Us for the second time. So my first time was last week, and hopefully I'll be a little bit better this time. Hopefully. And then I will not be live tonight since I streamed this morning. We'll probably be playing Among Us for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I won't be live tonight. I'll be live tomorrow night. So Resident Evil fans, Sam and I will probably play tomorrow night. And yeah, okay. All right, let me join in this lounge here. Hello. Oh no, is it doing the thing again where I can't hear anything? Input default. Let me do that. Default. Output device.
I don't think anyone responded.
Oh, hi. Thank you. I have had issues with my input and output, so I didn't know if everyone just hates me or if I, or if I was having a problem.
Oh, no, there was no technical issue.
Okay. Confirmed that Disguised Toast the only person who cares.
Hello.
Oh, there's Timmy.
Hi.
There's Timmy Game Guy. Is Timmy going to be who we have at Among Us, Will?
Yeah, probably. It's probably gonna be Timmy.
Am
People are
I
requesting
am I
Timmy.
going to find myself in a relationship with Timmy? Are we losing Will? Is this going to become
Timmy's
one of
in-
those? Is this going to become one of those things? Yeah, Timmy's here.
I saw Timmy giving Hassan the sucky.
Oh, the sucky? The sucky?
It was
poison out.
Yeah, he was getting poison out.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Is that what
I
they
was
call that
inspired,
these
though.
days? The kids call it getting poison out.
I think he actually was poison.
He was.
I think
This is slander.
I think the poison is still irrelevant, though. Whether or not he was poisoned, it wouldn't have changed.
Who the fuck is poison?
Would not have changed. Okay, I'm gonna run to the bathroom and then I will.
Hi, Miss.
Hi, man.
No, Will. What's happening?
All right, hold on.
Do you guys have the mod installed?
Yes.
Hello, Ray. I
Okay.
do. I did it.
Did you open the game? Because it takes a while to open.
Oh, it just takes a while?
It is open.
It does take a while. Okay.
Okay. I thought I just had something wrong.
Yeah, it takes a long time to open. And when you open it, you know you installed it correctly when it says Town of Us Mira at the top left. If you don't have that, you have a problem.
Town of Us Mira.
Town of Us Mira. Yeah.
Asamira.
So what does this mod add to the game?
Oh, it's actually great. There's so many roles. We haven't even played all the roles yet.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
This could be so obvious because I'm not gonna know shit.
No. There's actually a lot of new people here that haven't played it yet.
Okay.
I think it's just you and Myth.
What the fuck? A lot of people?
Well, okay. Maybe Sunny hasn't. Oh, Will hasn't.
A lot of people named two people.
Okay.
A 10-person lobby.
Will, are you there?
He's deaf.
Yeah.
I have bad news.
What?
I have ants in my bathroom again.
Oh no.
Gotta call the exterminator for the third time.
Nah.
Wait. There will only be ants if there is food.
I swear there's not food in the bathroom.
Where are they going?
They're just they're just like, on my mirror, my walls.
I don't think you need an exterminator for ants. They have like those little ant traps.
We've tried everything and then finally had to call in an exterminator because they had infiltrated the house. Apparently the heat also brings them out, which is why a lot of people right now have been having issues with ants.
Hello, ladies.
Hello, Sunny.
Hello, ladies.
What up, brethren?
Sunny, did you install the mod?
I did.
Oh, everyone I
You
think is
opened the
good, right?
game?
I am opening it right now.
Okay, it takes a long time to open, so don't think it's broken.
Okay.
Okay.
I've not played this game.
Who else do we have? We have Will, Ray,
years.
Elmto, Smith, Sunny.
We just need
Yvonne.
Arky and Psych to join, and then we get.
Oh, and that's everyone.
That's everyone. The
1,
lobby's
2,
up as
3,
well, so you
4,
guys can
5,
also join.
6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then me. Cool. Cool.
Wait,
So exciting.
Okay, and then let's go.
I am inside.
Ray, I saw the clip of you seeing Queso in Water Park Simulator. That shit was so funny, dude.
Yeah,
That-
the game
can't
is so
believe
good.
I can't believe they added that. That shit was so funny.
The devs
Yo, Ellen,
are
how
in
do-
my YouTube chat. It's crazy.
How do I change my name?
Oh, do it in the main lobby.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, later.
The main
Are you gonna
lobby.
play it? Yeah. Before you join the yeah, you go to the main menu, and then I think there's
Hogan, thank you for the gifted sub.
There's a ID thing.
I think it's you go to my
You
account,
go to-
show account
yes.
ID, and then to change your name.
All right, I'm
My
opening
account,
Among Us right now.
account,
Just takes a minute.
Change name. Mm-hmm.
Also, Ellen, change your motherfucking skin, bitch.
Bro, what do you mean? I'm jacked. What do you mean?
You
Don't
wish. Bro, you
already
gotta
in
be
the
accurately
lobby?
reflective if we're doing this shit, man. Yeah, Ellen put a lobby
Yeah.
code, and for some reason he made the
general.
lobby code a word that was like you would
Okay,
never
so for
think it
some
was a
reason,
lobby code.
It just auto does that, bro. I can't choose the word.
So you didn't choose that word. It
No, I didn't
randomly
choose
took
that word.
a bunch of
Yes.
letters and made that.
No, they're all okay. All right, Myth. Yeah, you've
they're
been out
all
the game.
words.
You've been out the game for a little while now, bro. They're always words.
All right, man.
Wait, where did you put the code? I'm
you're
looking for it.
My bad. I'm gonna pipe down. Sorry, big bro.
In general.
In general.
Yo, Will, do you miss boxing?
Yeah, I miss. Yeah.
Yeah, Myth.
Yeah.
Do you know what? He's always using me as like a pretend boxing.
That sounds so
Okay, wait.
awful.
That sounded not.
No,
Wait.
no, just say it. Just say who beats you.
Okay, hold on.
Like if
That
you're gonna
didn't
send
sound
it
like
all the way. Damn it.
That is
What?
not. That is.
Oh,
I meant for that. Look, I woke up. I woke up this morning. I don't usually get up in the mornings to stream. That is not what I meant for it to sound like.
I cannot follow this fucking story.
She
you know
just
what?
wants to be included.
Oh,
What is happening?
I'm just waiting for the game to open. Okay.
Okay,
No,
that's fair.
It takes a whole
Why
minute.
is it taking so?
Okay, one sec.
Blink twice.
Caroline, if you need a place to stay, I've got room.
Yeah, the ants. That was
Caroline,
fake.
honestly,
the ants was fake.
You could take it. He doesn't punch that hard.
Oh, damn.
This guy.
Okay. Wait, Ellum, is it the same? Is it the same code? I'm scrolling up that we had last time.
Oh, it's the very bottom of general.
It's the very bottom. Why does? Oh! Okay, I see it now. I thought that was just a word that was. Now I get what Myth
It
was
does
saying.
look like a word that's
Yes.
not meant to be a password.
Caroline, can you clarify that I've never hit you with a punch in our long
no.
life? Because everybody's like, so what did she mean by that?
Yes, let the record show that Will has not
Thank
punched
you.
me. In fact, I have accidentally punched him before in my sleep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I'm
okay,
a bit
Will?
of a sleep thrasher. I'm throwing
Yeah, that
hands.
was crazy. She like when someone turns from one side of the bed to the other, like they shift their shoulders really fast. She just brought like a hammer fist down on the bridge of my nose and just smashed my face
I know.
one time when I was sleeping.
I'm fighting demons. Why is this not opening?
So obviously,
At least you
uppercut
won.
her in the face.
I did win. Yeah. Okay, well, it's probably because evil Dream Will had made an appearance.
Oh.
There is a version of Will in my dreams that is
I hate when you tell this story.
so
It's
evil.
so dumb.
I
It's so
don't
dumb.
hold him responsible.
She
I don't
has
hold
she
real
has like
Will.
a nightmare once a year where I do something bad and she tells everybody.
No, it's
about
more
it.
than once a year. But as I've said, I do not hold you, real Will, accountable for evil Dream Will.
Well, you kind of do.
I think you should.
Right.
There was a time where Ludwig
do.
was in my dream and he lit my room on fire, and I held him accountable for that in real life.
Wow.
That's so fair. One time, Will and Cutie got engaged, this is Evil Dreamwell, got engaged in my dream,
God.
and Ludwig was so upset that he punched me in the face in my dream. I was like, what did I have to do with this?
Let me in your dream,
Mogul
Caroline.
Yeah,
I'll check
I need Dream Ray. I feel like she would set things
let
right.
me in. That's actually
Oh.
crazy.
Oh.
Oh. What's up?
You
So
guys,
we're
this
not
cannot
supposed to
be
show the
normal how
screen
long.
while we're
It's not
all
opening.
in the lobby.
No, it's
No.
okay.
My game is just not opening.
No,
I'm trying to
no,
close
it's not okay
out.
because the
Is
code's
it?
in the lobby.
Well, the thing is that it's like a giga mod it would be quite impressive.
Those
if
were the
someone were
mogul
to get it.
Really?
But it's
Oh,
still good
okay,
to hide
okay.
the code so they
I
don't
don't
try.
know why it says that it's open.
Yeah,
Here,
I mean
I'll
you
show
can just
guys.
turn it off right now. Surely there's a streamer mode in settings.
See, look, look, it's
Thank you.
Like
it's running, but
downloading
it's
this
just
mod
not opening.
required downloading hacks
No,
and viruses.
I know it
you guys
takes a
wanna give
long
me a little
time,
bit
but
of a
this is
heads
like
up
way longer.
about the
Oh,
mods?
yes. Okay, so top right, there's a globe. Click the globe, and then there's roles.
You
and
think
then
this
you can
is
see
right?
all of the possible roles. The ones that have amount in 1 are the ones that will be in the game. Ellum can change these all the time, and then
Ray,
there's a
There are
chance.
300 rolls.
Yes, but we don't use all of them. It tells you which ones we are using.
I like this.
Yeah,
Yes.
I ain't reading none
Yes.
of that. I'm gonna just learn as I go.
Oh, you'll learn as we go. It's really fun.
Perfect.
And then
That's too much
if it
reading.
says chance 50%, so that means there's a 50% chance that someone will get that role, and or someone won't. You can click
Okay.
it if you want to
This
learn
game is
more.
already running.
Um,
But where?
But what
yeah,
about
the
the
outfits? There's outfits.
Oh,
How do I
uh-oh.
unselect something? I don't
really-
want to be
somebody
this.
being
How do I?
kidnapped?
How do I?
Really loud.
Oh, just put something else on. Surely. What'd you say, Myth?
Sorry.
What is a silver
Oh no, I
alert?
heard
Yeah,
silver alert. I think is an old person being kidnapped,
Amber alert.
right?
Oh no.
Old person
there's
missing?
an Amber alert.
It's a silver alert, I think.
A silver alert.
I could be
Oh,
very
there's a
wrong, but I'm pretty
tab.
sure that's what it is. A silver
Okay,
alert.
this
is.
cannot be right that it's taking
It
this
is,
long.
it is.
It's like, oh, okay.
Old person going missing.
Is anyone else still waiting
Wait.
for their game to open? I know it takes a long
takes a
time, but
I'm in, guys. What's good?
It took me like
What
5
up, Mark?
seconds. to load.
Hey, it's good, man. Hey, Ray. Hey, Caroline.
Hello.
hi,
Hey, Will.
hi, Arky.
Anarchy.
Hey, Yvonne.
Shit.
Hello?
Hey, what up, man? Hello?
Should I cancel? Should I stop this, you guys? What do we think? Should I stop it and try to reopen? I don't know.
I fear
ready.
Will is gonna
Arky,
just
you
straight
forgot
up
to say
turn
hi to
into
me.
Timmy. Forever.
Oh, wait, Sunny, I didn't see you were here. I'm sorry, Sunny.
Oh, okay. No, it's fine.
No, hey,
How
Sunny,
long
how you
ago?
been?
I mean, it's
No,
been
it's
at least
fine.
a couple minutes.
Everything's fine.
Okay, hope
Check
you've been
task
good, Sunny.
manager.
No pressure, Caroline, but you're the last one.
I know. For some reason, my game is not opening. I don't know why. I'm gonna try to.
How long have you had it open for? Oh, actually, Arky's not here yet.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna end this, and then I'm gonna try to open it back up.
It honestly might just take that long.
I don't know. I mean, last time it took a minute, but
Arky's also is taking a while to load up, but
Okay.
it should
trying to
just. I
reopen.
mean, if Will's one worked fine and Yvonne's did, then it should. Oh, Arky's in. Okay, yeah, Caroline. I
Arky's
think
in.
something
I
is
think
the
it'll
matter
eventually
with
do
it.
Wheelchair
Oh.
buddies.
Hi.
Yeah, it just says, is my PC okay? I think so. Okay, I'm not touching anything. I'm just waiting for it still. No, I don't have 3 games open. I closed the games. The awkward just waiting on my game to open.
It's okay. People are doing outfits.
People are doing outfits, okay?
Hell yeah, we are.
At least we know it works because you've played before.
I know.
Did it take this long for you last time?
No, it didn't. Look at Task Manager. I'm looking at Task Manager. It says background processes. I don't know what the hell that means.
Did the Among Us like little logo come up on your like task thing at the bottom there, like behind
Your
your
mom
face
came
cam?
up on my
Sunny.
task thing.
Do your best Peter impression.
No, I don't even see it. Is it open off screen somewhere? No, I don't even see the...
What?
Do your best
Hold up.
Peter.
Hold on. Let me research this so I can get it perfectly accurate.
Okay.
Oh no, she didn't watch it.
I did watch it. But hold on.
Okay.
I want to hear the laugh. I need to hear the laugh again.
Peter.
I don't know, you guys, why this is not opening. It says you've played for 3 hours. Right click. I already did this though. See, I end task. Okay.
Kind of nasty.
This is not right. Something is not right here. Okay, so I hit play. Launching. It says that it's running.
Was that it?
You just do his laugh and then you just laugh your way.
Elam, is there anything else? Is there anything else I can do to try to?
Well, the only thing that happened with Sakura last time was that along the bottom where all those like little like the processes are, the logo was just there and she clicked on it and it worked. If that because it says it's running, so it should be like you know what?
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
you know,
it just
like,
worked. It just worked.
It did. Nice.
Okay. Oh my god! I'm already stressed out.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Peter.
Okay.
That was great, Sonny. By the way, that was
Trifecta and play. Thank you for the tier.
No worries, man. No worries.
Okay. Let me just hide this.
Okay. Well, when was the last time you played Among Us?
Like years ago.
Okay, there's gonna be a few more roles which you can be like, the fuck. If anything, if you're like, what does this role do? Go to the top right, you see the little globe, press roles,
Yes.
just search, stop doing that voice.
That's gonna be
search the
crazy.
roles,
Nah.
and then you can press on it, and then you can
Not me just
like, read what
scrolling
it
and
is.
it's infinite.
Now I need to get in.
No way.
Yeah. We're cooked. All right,
No, we're
let's do
not
it.
cooked. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Wait.
It's gonna be fine.
Oh!
Myth!
Oh my god!
Myth! Don't answer me, bro.
What did you call me?
Okay, I'm in.
I didn't know those pop up.
Wow.
What did you call me?
Saying, bro.
Wow.
Okay, my name's Brock, and you're a sissy little libtard. That's what you are.
What?
What?
Talking about the way I look.
Ira.
Oh, God. Okay, guys. We're going in!
Okay.
Wait,
Out the lobby, you bunch
Okay.
of sissy babies.
Help.